All right, guys. So for today's episode, today's toast will be a little bit different because of what happened for this movie. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. You were a fine actor. I really enjoyed your performances in these movies. You were great, and we'll talk about you very deeply in this movie. I have a lot to say. So it's very different this episode. But rest in peace, Paul Walker. Still, this movie is fucking insane. There's a lot of crazy shit in this movie. I'm like, what the hell? But rest in peace, Paul Walker. You did a great trajectory in this movie. I mean, even Andrew couldn't stay with the shades on, man. It's like he's feeling it.
No, man, you gotta be serious. You gotta be serious.
Gotta be serious with this one. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. Let's get ahead and start.
Absolutely.
What's up, everybody? My name is Sebastián Sierra, and welcome to another episode of The Road to Fast 9 here on The Movies. I got my Fast family here to talk about this latest one in the marathon. I have my brother, Henry Washington, with family. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to talk about this movie.
Oh, hell yeah. And I have my other brother, Andrew. Andrew Stedl.
Yeah. Yes. He always gets my name right. I like it.
Thank you. Oh, man. Speaking of family, there's a lot of family here in this movie. But, of course, we're talking about Furious 7 or Fast and Furious 7, whatever you want to call it. Furious 7, let's just call it that. And obviously, this movie has a lot going behind it. But I just want to ask you guys, like, what is your experience with this movie? What were your expectations for this movie when it first came out? And what were your thoughts before we jump on this episode? I'll start with you, Henry. What did you think of this movie before? What were your thoughts? What was your experience with it?
So I remember really liking this movie when it first came out. But, coming into the movie, I was kind of afraid because of the whole, Paul Walker situation. And I'm like, okay, well, what are they going to do with his character? Because I know he didn't complete all of his scenes. And we'll probably talk about that later with what they did. And I was worried. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. The trailer looks all right, but, we'll see. And, watching it again, I'm just like, so this movie is as good as I remembered it was.
Yeah. I won't spoil much about my feelings, but hey. I'm not being negative or being positive. I won't say anything right now. But
come on, don't lie, man. Come on.
But what about you, Andy? What was your experience with this movie? What were your thoughts before we rewatched it now?
So I'll be honest, I completely forgot about the 6th movie before I watched this movie, but I was like, okay, I want to go see it. I'll go see it in the theater. I remember walking out and I was like, that's so stupid, but I loved it. What the fuck, guys? Fuck you. And I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys, this works. What the fuck? No.
This movie,
I love it.
It gets you, man. I remember, man, when this movie, I think, was announced, I didn't even remember I think they released a trailer before what happened with Paul Walker, I think. It was a trailer where we see Vin Diesel jumping from buildings. I think so. And I remember thinking, oh shit, this movie is gonna get crazy. Let's see how it goes. Jason Statham's gonna be in the movie. I mean, this looks pretty awesome. And then obviously the big tragedy happened with Paul Walker, and that was, very unfortunate. I mean, it wasn't just him. I also want to mention there was Roger Rodas was their driver, so with him, so rest in peace, Roger, as well. But I remember hearing like super tragic. I mean, people were distraught. People were like, "Oh my God, what the hell? This is very, very unfortunate." And obviously, a lot of people were wondering what's gonna happen with Fast 7. Like, what is gonna happen? Is it gonna continue? Or are they gonna just end it here? What's gonna happen? And it's interesting because James Wan just jumped on board for this franchise for the first time. Since Justin Lin's been doing movies for like the past 3 ones, so it's like, wow. So James Wan's here, but Paul Walker, like, whatever happened. So I was kind of curious to see what they did and how they finished the movie, because they said they were going to keep doing it and finishing it. And I remember being very, very happy with the movie when it came out. And yes, at the end of the movie, I got teary-eyed. I was like, wow. I mean, I did not expect this movie to hit me like that. I was like, wow. Oh shit. Okay, it's awesome. And so I remember, man, it was a thing. And obviously, the song. We're gonna talk about the song in this review. I mean, we'll hit to it when we get to the end. But yeah, that song has been hitting up for like years. You know, it's very well known. It's a good song. So yeah, that ending hit me, and it's been a while since I've seen that movie. And I don't know. We'll see if it's how I feel about today. But yeah, I remember loving the movie. I thought this movie was just fucking crazy. So let's just get into it. I mean, this movie starts crazy. I mean, it starts with a voiceover from fucking Jason Statham already. I'm like, this movie, awesome already. Just first few seconds he's here, and of course we meet our villain Deckard Shaw, who's talking. I like this little scene that he has with his brother. I mean, cool cameo by Luke Evans. The easiest cameo I had to do is just close his eyes and
didn't even talk.
Didn't even talk, and you're fine. So good paycheck, Luke Evans. You did good. But I remember I loved just seeing the interaction and him basically saying that, you know, his brother's he's cool, but he always kept fucking up. It's always up to me to finish his fights, man. I always got to clean up his mess. I'm always the one to do everything good. So I like that stuff. I like his little monologue, I guess. It was pretty cool. So, I mean, obviously, right at the back, I gotta ask you guys, like, what do you think of Deckard Shaw and Jason Statham in this movie? What do you guys think of him? It's like, we're already at the bat. We're meeting him. It's like, oh shit, he's here. He means business.
I would say Jason Statham killed it. Although we don't really get to know 100% a lot about him, I think he just like totally went 100% with this role, and like every second he's on the screen, like you feel like something bad's gonna happen because he's just like chilling there. He's like, "Oh, what's up? How you doing?"
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, I got guys are gonna come and kill you, dude.
And he's like the Terminator. He just comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh shit, he's here. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger just come out of the scene. Like, oh fuck, get the hell out of here. He's here. Deckard Shaw means business. I mean, holy shit. But what did you think of? Did you really enjoy him in the movie? You think he was a cool character?
Yeah. No, he was a really good character. I just love that. You know, he does have this villainous presence where I'm like, Jesus, what's he gonna do next?
Right?
What's he gonna do next, man?
It's crazy. What about you, Henry? What do you think of Deckard Shaw and Jason Statham in this movie?
I like him because he gave me what I wanted in terms of like having to see him in the movie. Just him just going through, just talking in this British accent, just beating people's asses. It's just very, very like enjoyable, and it reminded me that so Owen Shaw is still kind of alive. I thought he was just completely dead. I forgot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like, dude, Giselle died the same way, but Owen died horribly, and he's fine. I mean, they did it. I guess they did show that he's burned out. He's kind of fucked up, but he's still good. He's still breathing. His face is still kind of intact. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's crazy. But what else do you say?
But no, it was good. It was exactly what I wanted. Like it kind of set up like this is kind of like who we know Jason Statham is in terms of an action star, and it kind of gave us that. And instead of him being like the anti-hero, he's like just straight up villain in this. And like you said, he just pops up out of nowhere and just wrecks shit, and you're just like, gotta go with Plan C, I guess.
Right. It's fucking awesome. It's funny that I mentioned Terminator and you have a Terminator poster behind you. I was like, I didn't even notice you had it behind you.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, Terminator. But dude, I remember being excited, or not excited, but I was very intrigued to what Jason Statham was gonna do as a villain, because you always see him as, you know, the gruff, tough hero. You know, he's kind of an anti-hero, but he means he has a heart of gold, but a straight up villain, I'm gonna kill you. I was like, oh shit, I don't think I've seen him do that before. I don't know if he's done it before this movie. So I was really surprised at how well he did. And watching it now, he is great. I mean, he's basically the entire movie, if we think about it. I mean, the times you think he's not going to be in it, he's in it. So it's like they always find a way to put him in there. He's always active in the plot. He's always active in the action. So I really enjoy how they did that and how they handled him. But he's really good. He's very menacing and very intimidating. I don't want to fuck with Deckard Shaw at all. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Dominic Toretto, you're crazy. Don't fuck with him. So I love him. I love Deckard Shaw in this. He's just cool. I love again the intro. It's pretty fucking cool. I love how he just walks through the hole. Because you're thinking like, oh, it's just talking to his brother in the hospital. Everything's fine. You know, everything's normal. And then you see the nurses cowering behind them. They're like, what the hell's going on here? And then you see the hallways fucked up. I mean, everything is fucked up. I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. I love that entire opening. It's almost like a one shot. I don't. Maybe they cut some parts here and there, but for the most part, it looks like a one shot. I was like, maybe they cut some stuff here in the elevator. But for the most part, I mean, wow, this looks awesome. Credits are right there. We're not, trying to do some like opening montage. It's just like, hey, credits are here. Focus on Jason Statham being a badass. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. I remember it was so crazy, like the grenade he threw at the end. I mean, by the way, for future reference in the movies, Deckard Shaw blows up a doctor and a nurse in this lobby. He kills them mercilessly with a grenade. So keep that keep that for the future. Once they try to put a different spin on Deckard, we'll see how we do that. But I'm like, I'm supposed to like this guy later on? Okay, all right, whatever. That's what it is. But it's crazy. And the only thing I was also confused, like, did I miss a detail in the last movie that Owen had a rosary, Letty's rosary, or what? I was like, how does Deckard have the rosary? I don't get it. I was confused. Maybe I missed something in the last movie. I was like, where do you get that rosary? I don't know. But I was like, whatever. It's cool. And so I liked it. The credits are cool. What do you guys think of the opening credits? Is it badass as I think it is?
So the version I watched was the extended cut, and they did definitely cut that scene. That was not in that version you're watching. In my version, it was like, nope, we're just going to continue going from here, and it's going to be a one shot the whole way through. So it's very interesting that the version you watch cut that out. But with all that said, man, that scene is, I love it. You got awesome. Juicy J in the background. You're like hyped. You're like, what's going on? Well, wait, I'm doing this for the villain. Why am I doing this?
I mean, for me, the one that I saw was the continuous shot, but I was just thinking like, maybe it's not a really one shot. Maybe they did edit some parts here and there to make it look like it's a one shot. But no, I think I saw the same scene that you did, but it was amazing. It was beautiful. But what do you think of the opening scene, Henry? Is it a cool intro for him?
Yeah, it was a cool intro. It was like a little prologue, just reminded you what happened last time, that, this was the villain and I'm his brother, and now I'm going to go fuck up Dom and his crew. And it showed that, him walking out the building and you see, okay, this guy, is not someone to mess with, and this is going to suck for them. And like you said, he like the grenade was like his favorite weapon in this whole movie, because he was just like
he loves the grenade. The weird thing about that first grenade is like, for me, it took way too long for it to get that cool impact. It's like, he's walking, the grenade hasn't blown up. So like, if it blew up a little earlier, it would have been that much cooler. But I was like, man, that grenade took way too long. I don't know how that doctor and that nurse didn't decide to get the fuck out of there. You have like a 10-second window to get the hell out of there. So I was like, oh, come on, man. All right, whatever. It's cool. It's badass. He walks to, I think he gets a Lamborghini or something, a beautiful white Lamborghini. He looks, incredible. So I was like, I love this opening. It's crazy that, we've never opened a movie in this franchise with a villain, especially like this. So that's awesome. It's something very different. And I really enjoyed it that way. And so, of course, for me, Dom and Letty, we're driving around in, I guess, California. And Dom is trying to Letty to remember her past. Because according to what he says, I hope the open roads help people remember. Well, I guess so, Dom. I guess so. I'll trust your word on that. So we get a reference for the first movie, like Race Wars. I mean, hell, we haven't heard this Race Wars since the first movie. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. But apparently they invented Race Wars? Doubtful. But okay, they just dropped that in there like, yeah, we invented it. Like, okay, sure, I'll just go along with it. And so if you thought James Wan was going to change it up a little bit with racing events, think again, because he does triple the butt action in this movie. I mean, goddamn, we stayed like for a minute long on all those butt shots. I'm like, Jesus, okay, we get it. I mean, these women are sexy. I get it, but oh my God. It's like, it's like 6 minutes in, and we're already, dude, I'm not kidding. This whole Race Wars event, they've been showing a lot of ass. I'm like, wow, I don't think these past movies ever done anything like that. So James Wan was like, all right, he's not gonna tone it down a little bit. Think again. I'll do it more. I'm like, okay, that's what it. Dude, even the calling or whatever you call it, the one who's calling the race, things just crawl that camera up there. I'm like, bro, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is what's going on. That's all right, cool. So people want racing. Oh, hey, you got some racing right there. It's the only racing in this movie you will see. And I have to say, it's the best racing in this franchise since Tokyo Drift. So hey, James Wan, good job for making a pretty good race. It's not bad. I mean, obviously, I like seeing the Letty racing up this dude, almost kind of akin to her race in the first movie. So that was cool. And then Iggy Azalea shows up, ladies and gentlemen. Iggy Azalea shows up out of nowhere.
Oh my God!
I'm like, all right,
quote here.
We'll go ahead.
Hey, there's that girl I heard so much about. Where you been at, Ghost Girl? And I'm like, really? Mind you, she doesn't even get a name. She's just Racer.
Yeah,
she comes out of nowhere.
Because
that's her name on IMDb. Racer.
Okay, because I wrote down, I was like, is she Iggy Azalea or is she a different person? I was like, what is going on?
She's supposed to be
like,
a racer. Iggy Azalea does not exist in this universe, apparently.
What the fuck?
She's not canon.
She's not canon. So I was like, who is she and how does she know Letty? The fuck? Like, you don't. Dude, her cameo added nothing to the plot. She's like,
nope.
Wow. I mean, added to like her getting triggered. Yeah, it's like it added her getting triggered, like, oh my flashbacks, oh my God, my past, I'm trying to remember. But Iggy Azalea, what the hell, man? She didn't need to be there. I'm like, it's so random. I'm like, oh, Iggy Azalea's here. I mean, let's just talk about Iggy real quick. Because like, I think she hasn't done music in a while, right? When's the last time she did music?
She's made music. She's
still doing music nowadays? I don't know. I haven't heard.
I don't really give a shit though.
Yeah, me either. I haven't heard her in a while. I'm like, she's still doing music, but what is up with her? She's Australian, but she's trying to sound gangsta. What the hell is that shit about?
Okay. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. I'm gonna say this one time. Okay. So her version of it is she said she moved to America and moved to Atlanta, where she said she picked up the accent. This is her words, by the way, not mine. Her words. Her saying this on a radio interview, and it was like, "Oh, that's just how they talked around me, so I started talking that way." And I'm like, but see, in interviews you talk differently, so that's kind of hypocritical. You can't do that.
No. Damn lie.
Yeah,
you must say no. That's not how it works.
No.
That's
what we call cultural appropriation, right there.
Oh fuck yeah, it is. I mean, when was she in Atlanta or Georgia?
I don't remember.
She wasn't living in Atlanta that long.
It wasn't. If you did the
like, you gotta be living in a place like for a while for stuff to pick up like that in natural speech. And like you said, in some of the interviews, she doesn't speak like that. She speaks totally different. Like,
I was about to say, none of them. She speaks completely normal. She's using her Australian accent. It's so fucking weird.
And then when she starts rapping, this is like,
just the way she spoke in this movie. I was like, what the hell is that, dude? Like, hey, go girl. Wow. Okay. German rap people don't sound like that. So why would she sound like that from Australia?
Man. But she's the racer. She's the racer.
This is what she thinks. Like, this is how the culture speaks. I'm like, what the hell was that? I was like, wow. I got turned.
The only reason she was even in this movie is because she was on a song with Wiz Khalifa on the soundtrack. That's it. That's probably the only reason.
Makes sense.
Oh, it's in the credits. Sense. It's not even in the movie. It's in the credits. It's not even in the fucking movie.
Did she just show out of nowhere? Like, who are you? You had nothing to here. That just you're weird. I don't like her. I was like, get. You're in, you're out. Bye. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. That's crazy. But more references for the first movie. I mean, holy shit, Hector comes back. I'm like, what the hell? He's been here since the first movie, and immediately gets punched in the fucking face by Letty. I'm like, that's great. I love it. Elvis Line was like, "Hey, girl, still got it, huh?" I was like, "Okay, cool." So that was just crazy.
He had fun.
I was like, "That's cool. All right, he got his paycheck. It's cool to see you, Hector. It's been a while since we've seen you." So then we meet Brian O'Connor, who has another bait and switch opening, kind of like the last movie. Like, oh, is he about to race? Is he about to do a heist? No, he's dropping his kid, ladies and gentlemen. He's dropping Jack, baby Jack. He's dropping down to school, which is crazy. Like, is he excited for just driving 2 feet from where he was at the line? Because he was like getting revved up, like, vroom, vroom, vroom. He's like, bro, you're in the line. What's going on, Brian? Calm down. It's kind of crazy.
God, that scene made me laugh.
But it's cute.
So
I was like,
stupid.
that's cute. It's like he's dropping his kid, it's a different change of pace in his life. That's interesting. There's also, it's weird. Like, do teachers, I've never seen this before. Do teachers pick up their kids straight from the car? I've never seen that before. Because that teacher went all straight up in that car.
Depending on what the rules are, sometimes. I don't know.
I've never seen that before. She was like all up on that car, almost kind of. I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" Okay.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't have a kid, so I don't know.
I don't know. It was like, I've never seen it before in any school. I'm like, "What the hell?" But all right, that's cool. But I do like seeing Brian in this different environment, kind of like school. You can tell he's not very comfortable with it. It's like, okay. I mean, it's the same theme we've seen in the past movie. Like, oh, he's not used to this life. What's he gonna do? Now he's like double complicated now. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? My kid's older. Which, by the way, this is my overthinking moment right now. What the hell's a timeline in this movie? What's the timeline here? Because the kid, he's like, 4 years old now? Maybe 3
There
years
you go,
old?
doing thinking again.
I was like, wait a minute. The last movie, he was like a baby, and now he's like 4 years old, and we're still before Tokyo Drift? What the hell, man?
We're retconning the last movie. Fuck that movie.
We'll talk about that shit, because I got annoyed with some shit. I mean, Letty died in 2009? The fuck? Like, when did that happen? I mean, it goes along with her death. Oh shit, my dog's going crazy. It goes along with like the timeline with the movie's release, but this doesn't go with what's happened in the past movies. I'm like, dude, like I just want cohesiveness with a timeline, man. Be consistent, writers. It's like in this movie, they're like, fuck it, dude. We're just gonna go whatever rolls with this movie. Fuck what happened in the timeline. We're just gonna go with it. So I was like, kind of annoyed with that shit. I mean, are you telling me that F1 happened in 2004? I don't think so, because that doesn't look like 2004 to me. And it's triple confusing. When I think was it Hobbs, when we show up Hobbs later on in the movie, and he says like, "Oh, it's been a while. Remember Owen Shaw? They kind of make it look like it happened a long time ago, or maybe years ago." I'm like, this just happened a few weeks ago. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? The timeline. It's not a big deal, but still, it just bothered me. Like, what the hell's going on here? Consistency, people. Consistency. Come on. But apparently, Michelle Rodriguez, just at this point, when she was in the cemetery, she's like, all right, just call me back in whenever the movie gets good, because I'm out. All right, whenever the movie gets good, I'll be back. That's her role in every movie. It's like, just call me when the movie gets good, I'll be there. So, like, all right, she goes away. So, Vin Diesel's performance in this scene was not convincing to me. I do think Vin Diesel later on is much better in the movie, but in this scene, I was not buying. I was like, oh, I don't think he cared. I was like, oh, I'm gonna act like I'm so distraught by Letty. But his face, his performance, the whole time was like,
come on, he was voguing for the camera, man.
Man, I was like, this time I was like, wow, does Vin Diesel do not care? Does he not care anymore in this movie? But later on, he does. I'm like, all right, he gets better. But in this one, I'm like, wow, he's just not giving it to me. What do you guys think of Vin Diesel and Dom in this entire movie? You guys like him? Not much differences here. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Mixed. I think he's mostly good. Like, yeah, a couple scenes like that are like, what are you doing? I think for the most part, he was giving in an effort. I don't know.
I think he does.
I just feel like I'm Luke Water. He does mostly a good job.
Okay. What about you, Henry? You feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, he's all right in the movie. I don't think he's as charismatic as like in some of the other movies, but I mean, this is I guess because this one's more, I guess, a little more dramatic, I guess, than the previous ones, since and like in 5, like, Letty wasn't even really in that. So now he's trying to deal with her, and then of course we haven't got to it with Owen Shaw doing his exploding trick again. So I mean, he's at a low point. Dom's at a low point, and
Right. I think.
I mean, yeah, he's all right.
No, I think he's good, and I don't know if it's a. I don't want to maybe credit it to this, but I think maybe parts of why he's so good is maybe because of what happened with Paul Walker. So he really feels like he needs to put his A game, for in memory for him. I don't know. Maybe he's just like, you know what, I gotta do my best in this movie because I lost my brother. So I don't know, but I think overall he was really good in this movie. I really liked his character. He's still Dominic Toretto, not big of a difference as in here, but I do like him. I think Vin Diesel's pretty good, so I really liked it. This one scene, I was like, didn't sell it for me, but that's just that one scene. But then we go to DSS in LA where we meet Hobbs again. I'm like, and then we also meet Neves with a new haircut. So I was like, oh, nice haircut, I like it. But I immediately, by the way, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I immediately think that Hobbs is way better in this movie than probably the last movie. I mean, because in the last movie, he was just a corny piece of shit. He was just way too much for me. I'm like, wow, I don't like this guy. But later on, that movie does get better, like I mentioned last episode. But in here, he's just so much nicer. I guess he's more like The Rock. I guess that's who he is at this point. He's just The Rock. So he's a lot nicer. He's just, I don't know. I like everything that he did here. It's like, wow, I really liked it. I'm not annoyed by you. I don't dislike you. I mean, I like his whole thing with Neves, giving him the promotion. He's just so nice. What do you guys think of Hobbs in this movie? You guys think he's better?
Okay. I love that he, in the middle of the conversation that she's telling him to go home, he literally is like, I'll stay as long as I want, woman. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Only The Rock could do that.
Yeah. But the way he said it, he was
corny.
Yeah, the way he said it wasn't like, wow, this misogynist. He was just like, I'll stay as I can, woman. It's just a little witty banter, I guess.
There's a little sense of like they have a relationship, so it's not like he's like, you're a woman. It's more like, you're my person I work with, woman.
Yeah.
The Rock was. I do feel he doesn't get exactly as much screen time as I wanted him to get, but with that said, the amount he's in the film, he's pretty good actually. Charismatic. I'm like, oh, well, good. You did better than the last movie, so I'll give you an A+.
Right? That's my question. Like, why is he in the movie that much? Did they have an accident or something?
From what I understand, rumors, I think they were having issues, or maybe it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that question a little bit because I'm like, But I don't know. I guess you like Hobbs. I agree with you. Hobbs is just, I don't know. He's just really, really good. I've just from that one scene, he was way better than most of the last movie, I think, and even some parts of Fast Five. I really, really liked him in here. What do you think, Henry? What do you think of Hobbs in this entire movie?
They pulled him back a lot in this movie, which I think was a good thing because it was too much. In 6, it was just, he took over a lot of the screen time that some of the other characters should have had. So I think with a lot of, with Letty, it kind of pieced her out a little bit, and then same for Hobbs, it kind of put him in the hospital.
Right.
That'll come up later.
Yeah. But I guess we agree that he's more restrained and toned down, right?
Yeah. So the scenes that he does have is like, okay, this is not too much,
Yeah, he still has that Cobb's personality. He still has those corny lines that only The Rock can sell. But it's not too much. It's not overbearing. He's like, wow.
No.
Or he's not super strong or abrasive. He's just nice. He's just cool. He's smiling. I really, really enjoyed him in this movie. But also we see the beginning of a beautiful friendship between Hobbs and Shaw. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys think of this fight? Because I loved it. It was badass. Seeing like just the two of them beat each other up, trying to shoot each other up. I'm like that. I don't know. I loved it. I mean, at least we see The Rock doing something before it disappears for the whole movie until the end. So like that is cool. I love how he survives that huge ass fall. that big ass fall from like the top of the high rise of the building, and at least they give him some consequence. He literally is the Rock because he survives that shit. I mean, at least they do give it a consequence because he is injured, so that's the reason why he can't be in the whole movie. So I was like, okay, at least they kind of did that. But yeah, whatever. He survived and he protected Nevis for being even hurt. She's fine because he is the Rock. But what do you guys think of this entire fight scene between Hobbs and Shaw? I thought it was great. What do you guys think of that fight?
Oh my lord. I love that when Hobbs is going in there to like go check on his computer, he's like, what the fuck? You ain't the IT guy. But literally Jason Statham is like, one sec, just one sec. Hobbs is like, you sure as hell ain't the IT guy, so you better start talking before I break that finger 6 different ways and stick it right where the sun doesn't shine. And I'm like, oh,
hell yeah, man. That's Hobbs, man. That is Luke Hobbs, man. I love that shit. And although Deckard didn't even care, he was like, oh, you're big.
He's just like, nope.
He was like, I don't care. So, like,
I know you ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Like, that one guy does not give a shit about Hobbs. He means, he's different. I like it. What do you think of the fight, Henry?
I thought it was really cool, like them throwing each other in the glass, and then like James Wan does this a few times where someone does like a roll and he like flips the camera along with the person. I think that's a cool camera trick. So when when the Rock like slams him into like the little coffee table and the camera rotates, I was like, yeah, I felt that a lot. But it was I thought it was very satisfying, and it's what. Explosion number 2, number 3 for Shabs. For Shaw. He's like, well, I'm done. Grenade.
Boom. He didn't even think of the logistics of that. He's like, fuck it. We're in this enclosed level. But I don't care. I'll throw this grenade. Fuck it. I'm like, okay. That's Shaw, man. He doesn't care. Well, what about you, Andy? Did you like the whole fight scene as well?
What do you fucking think? Yeah, I absolutely loved it, dude. It was, dude. I just love that it's so ridiculous. I love that camera trick, by the way, that they use in ways throughout the film that are actually like, oh,
yeah,
not disorienting. It's actually smart. But yeah, the fight. Cool. Oh my god, I'm like, yes,
it's so good. The choreography. I'm like, wow, the choreography here is so good. It's like,
oh my god,
but you can still see
what's going on. They spent the money on it.
Dude, yeah, it's not shaky. It's like, wow, this looks beautiful. It's very well done. And I do notice, like, wow, this is the first time James Wan does action, right? I think this is his first entry into action, if I'm not mistaken. Because he literally does Aquaman. I know he does that later on. But this is first.
I think so, because most of the stuff was horror.
Yeah.
Most of it up to this point.
Which I remember thinking when they announced James Wan. I was like, oh, the horror guy's doing action? I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I think this predates Annabelle, I believe, and The Conjuring. Yeah, I don't know if that was at that point.
No, I think Conjuring was before that and all that stuff. So he's been known as the horror guy who's reinvented the genre. So I was like, oh, how's he going to do action? And I was pleasantly surprised when I watched the theaters. I think so. Oh, yeah, he said Saw like way, way long ago. So, yeah, he was all about that. So I was surprised when I saw him in the theater, and I'm surprised here because he's so good. He does have some. I do notice he has some patterns in his action. He loves to do that rotating camera around the two people that are fighting. He does it a lot in the movie. He does it a lot of Aquaman, and he does the camera trick you guys mentioned. So it could be repetitive, but it works for me. And at least in this movie, I wasn't tired of it. I was like, wow, the moments that he does that camera trick was really good. And in this scene, it was awesome. I love that shit. I love everything that he does with like the table, like him causing him the gun from under the table. Like, this shit was awesome. And like, let me ask you guys this tough question, because a lot of people might be, different bands on this question, but who directs better action in this franchise? Justin Lin or James Wan? What do you guys got? I thought
that's hard.
Maybe think.
They both have really good style. But I think the fighting in this is probably the best that I remember. I don't think any of the fighting in the other movies were like as good as this. Because we'll talk about it later with Paul Walker in the bus and how that fight. And I'm like, oh, okay, they really put some effort into this. So, I don't know. I mean, James Wan only has one movie. Out of Justin Lin having 4 or 5 in this franchise. So
that's true. For me, I gotta
I
go
don't
with
know.
James Wan because we did see 3 movies with Justin Lin. And I think he did a good job for the most part. And I do see why he's getting back for Fast Nine because I think he knows these characters more than any other director, so it makes sense. He's familiar with these people. But I really like James Wan's action in here. I thought it was very well done. You can tell what's going on. It's not very messy. It's not very we had a problem with Fast Six. Not even when they do stuff in dark, you can still see what's going on. It's still pretty well lit.
That's true.
And like the action stuff is very just I don't know, it just looks cool. It's refreshing for me. I felt this action in this movie is really refreshing. I was like, wow, I really like what he's doing. So I think for me, James Wan, and I would love if he ever decides to come back. I would love to see him come back for a sequel if he wants to. But for this movie, he impressed the hell out of me, and I do think I don't know, I think he's done the better action so far in this franchise. I love what he did. What do you think, Andy? You got any? You gonna choose anyone? Who you got?
I think it's an easy choice for me. This film in general proved to me that like James Wan, as far as that, yeah, he's the best. No disrespect, Tokyo Drift's cool, all those movies are cool.
Yeah.
Just here, it's like, oh, I can actually see things, Yeah, I know people would say, okay, it's a trope that he does the camera thing with the rotating and all that. At least it's cool and it's actually like not disorienting or anything.
No,
but yeah, the action in here, oh man,
it's
great, so good.
I love it, man. It's crazy.
Like, what do you do Aquaman now?
Right? Oh, Aquaman. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I still like Aquaman. I liked it. But what do you think, Henry?
I like it.
You got anyone?
I like it.
Did you choose anyone or still like undecisive?
I mean, I think the action is more coherent in this movie than any of the other ones. Like in terms of a lot of fighting, it's not as much shaky camera. It's not as much like very liberal cutting. So it's like punch, cut, punch, cut. It's not as much as that. And in some of the scenes, the camera seems to be pulled back, like with the bus crashing and then like flying through the streets and stuff like that. Like I think it's more clear even at night. Like they light it enough where you can actually, oh, okay, I can see what's going on instead of there being a blurry black runway.
Right. I can't see with the action. I think everything he does here, obviously later on the little set pieces, I just think he does a superb job. I mean, and everything was like you said, cohesive. And there was no point in this whole movie where I was like, wait, where are we now? It's like, no, I know where we at, I know what's going on. It's cool. So I can follow it pretty easily. So James Wan, I think he's the best one so far. And like so so we see where Shaw goes next, but did you guys see the retcon that he did with Han, like his last name? Because they changed his last name, be like, oh, his name is Han Solo. Get it? Wink, wink. I'm like, okay, it's fine for what it is. But I'm like, do you really need to do that for like, oh, get it? Get the Star Wars references? I'm like, okay, that's what it is. But after that, this is the first time we see how they handle Paul Walker's absence because we see him walking in the house. We see the CGI face. I think his brother is the one who's doing those parts. I think, and I think they have CGI.
Yeah,
so I don't know if the lines where Paul Walker's not in there is it his brother speaking? I think I'm not sure, or maybe they spliced some dialogue that it recorded from him. I'm not sure.
Not sure how they did that.
I don't think they revealed that part. I'm
not sure, but like I think. I mean, what do you guys think of the handling of the scenes where Paul Walker's not in here? I personally think
I
they did a good
didn't
job.
even notice it.
Yeah, I sometimes I'm like, all right, I notice it's CGI, I can notice it. Especially later on in the movie, you can like, all right, I can see that. But in here, in this one scene, it looks pretty good. And I do think the way they handle the scenes that he did not do, I think they did a great job. I mean, obviously, like I said, they can see some of the CGI, but I think they did good with what the budget that they had to make him look as realistic as they could. I think they did a great job. Sometimes I'll mention later on, I think they spliced some dialogue, which you can tell it's clean cut. And you're like, all right, it's not as cool. But I think for the most part, they did a fantastic job with the parts that he was not in there. Because I was surprised that he was in the movie a lot. Like Paul Walker is actually in the movie. The ones he actually recorded or filmed, he was actually in this movie quite a lot. So I'm like, oh shit, he did a lot of stuff. So the ones that he was on there was not even that much, maybe like 20% of the movie, and wasn't anything that was affecting. Wasn't anything like, wow, this looks jarring. I think it's one of the best handlings of a cast member not being in the movie or TV show that I've ever seen, especially with one of the primary cast members of the franchise. I think they did very well. What do you guys think of the handling of Paul Walker's absence in this movie?
Well, it was very clear that they had love and care for his character. So I remember they had announced pretty late that, we're going to have his brother do it. And honestly, when I was watching the movie, I didn't even fucking notice it at all. And anytime I like tried to be like, okay, is this him or not? I kept looking at it and I'm staring at it and I'm like, no, it looks like him. So, I mean, yeah, the dialogue, obviously, that scene was very jarring, but
yeah,
I kept looking at it and I'm like, is it because I'm watching in HD? I don't know, man, but it looked pretty good actually. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell what scenes for me, like what was finished and what wasn't. I have
I
no
think there's
clue.
some scenes where
get that out of me.
Yeah, I think there's some scenes where they're like, all right, we don't have much from Paul Walker here, so we'll still put him in the shot. Especially there's one shot in the movie I can notice how they were like, all right, we can't do much with him, but he's still there. But I do think they had a lot of stuff. Surprisingly, they had a lot of stuff to work with when he was not in the movie. So I thought it was really good. I do like, especially when they're obviously they're referencing Paul Walker more than the character himself, especially in that scene we're talking about, oh, Brian, he's moving on, whatever. So like it's like they're talking more about Paul Walker and not Brian O'Connor, but it still works for the characters, especially what his plot was like. Does he want to move on? Does he not want to be a dad? I guess I don't know. They were like some good themes going on with him. But what do you think of the absence? How they handle the absence of Paul Walker, Henry?
I think they did a really good job. Like, I think just like you said, it's like probably the best handling of of a cast member passing away in the middle of production. They treated his character with care, and there was only like two scenes that I knew for a fact. They did the CG Paul Walker stuff, and it wasn't like very noticeable at all. Like it was somewhere. It's like I knew it was there, but it was just like they spent enough time with it to like if someone didn't tell you about the whole CG thing, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I think people will be like, "Oh, he did the whole movie." Like, well, I didn't even know this whole story about him. So, I think they did a great job. I think they did a beautiful job with it. So, I really love how they did it. And speaking of Brian, it's crazy how like he doesn't like settling down or like the settling down life because he misses the bullets. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, you kind of missed the bullets, so that's crazy. But it's like I kind of wish I did a deep dive into that. Like, all right, let's get to know more about that. I want to know about that angle about your character, but I guess we couldn't do that. But it was crazy. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. But Mia's having another baby, and he's hiding it from Brian again. Mia, what's going on, Mia? Come on, don't do this to him again. But also, it's crazy. Like when you get a phone call, I guess it gives you a map of the exact location where that caller was in. That's interesting. But I guess, all right, I'm trying to understand the villain's plot here. Because, all right, we obviously see this scene from Tokyo Drift again. We see that scene again from last movie. At least they didn't show the whole scene. So I was like, all right, cool. You have to see the whole thing again. But it's crazy because he calls him on the phone. He says, like, you'll get to know me. But your plan was also to blow him up? So you won't get to know him because he could have been dead. So I was like, you'll know me very soon. But I don't know, you might be dead because I sent you a bomb to your house. So hey, you can either die or I will meet you soon. I don't know. So I was like, that makes no sense, Shaw, but okay, we'll go along with it. But the iconic Toretto house is gone. Oh no, the biggest house of the franchise is blown away. It's gone. We won't see it ever again. Wink, wink. But I love how the explosion affected only the house, didn't affect any other house next to it. Every house is pretty intact, except maybe some little debris in the roof, and maybe some little burns on the side. Well, the houses are fine. I'm like, all right, that's a cool, neat bomb. It affected the entire house, but not anyone else. That's fine. But it's cool, no big deal. But Dom's scorn, he has a face that he's like, I want vengeance. You burned my house. You fuck with my family. I'm gonna I was like, that sounds pretty cool. I like that. I also like that mini moment that he had with Nevis because he was like, he looked at her, was like, "You okay?" You know, the kind of little moment again. I was like, that's kind of cool. I like, you know, the only moment they had in the movie, the only moment they had. I thought that was nice. But shit, Dom is reunited once again with motherfucking Hobbs, and he's like, already standing off against each other again. They're like, who's better? Again, I love that whole. Who's better? Is it The Rock or Vin Diesel? Because you know the daughter comes out of court shit talking to Vin Diesel, like, apparently my dad beat your ass one day, and it's like, I think he's got his history wrong. It's like, oh shit. I was like, I like that stuff. Also, I didn't get the Hulk reference. Are they supposed to say like The Rock is like the Hulk? I guess. I was like, oh, this interesting little reference there. That's what it is. I think it means something later on, but I thought that was cool. But I do. What do you guys think of Hobbs having a kid? Because I think it's a nice touch. It humanizes the character a lot more. It doesn't make him like this corny asshole. He has a kid. He's a father. He's super nice to his daughter. So I really like that whole stuff. I'm like, that's cool. And I don't know. I love this scene between them. I love the scene between him and Diesel, again, speaking like we're family and whatever. You know, it's cool. They respect each other. They like each other. But do they? Because I think it was the rumor that you talked about earlier, Andrew. Like, I heard apparently they were not in the same scene together, the actors. That's what I heard, and I was like, "Huh, really?" Because I watched the scene. I'm like, I don't think they're together. But there's one shot I was like, "Oh, I don't think they're together in the same room. It looks kind of weird." But I don't know. I think it was at the beginning of when they were feeding with each other, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
You can tell.
Yeah, I can tell a little bit, but it's still, I liked how they still pull through and they still manage to want the characters like each other. So I was like, okay, at least they did that. At least they have some good interaction, because there might not be in the same room, but same interaction, quote unquote, with each other. I really like that stuff. I like how they, you know, they do good by remembering the legacy of this franchise. Like, oh yeah, we were together in Rio, blah blah blah. So I was like, they do that a lot in this movie. They do a lot of remembering stuff of the franchise, but I like this stuff. I like this stuff. But again, it's kind of sad that Vin Diesel and The Rock were feuding at this time. I think they still are feuding at this time, like presently. So I'm like, come on, man. Like,
because I think Tyrese is in the middle of all that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. It's just later, right?
I think they might be reconciled, but
yeah, him and The Rock. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think so.
So it's just sucks. They're like, come on, man. Let's just forget this stupid childish bullshit. Come on, just get together, work again. Don't be stupid. Maybe they'll be together again. We'll see. Oh, I'm the better one. I'll get the last punch in every movie. Stupid. But again, The Rock, he's out of the movie. He's like, well, I'll see you in the third act. I'll see you in the finale. I'll see you there. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. But like, were you guys disappointed when he was not in the whole movie, or were you guys fine with it? Because I, surprisingly, maybe because I know he comes back in the later movies, I was watching it now. I was fine with it. He's like, all right, he's on the whole movie. I'm fine. I'm cool with it. It's not a big, wow. He left a big, open space. I'm like, oh my God, I felt this absence. And I was like, all right, he's not in here. I'm cool. I'm not sad about it. Were you guys like disappointed by him not being here?
I mean, like I said before, I feel like he got the right amount of screen time here. I don't know. I'm not disappointed. I thought he did a good job for what he did. I kind of was like, why isn't he in there more? So who knows, if there was really that beef. I'm sure there was, of course.
Yes, they were.
But yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, he's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him not being there the whole movie.
Yeah.
Later.
What about you, Henry? Were you disappointed at the time or today? You're like, were you fine with it?
No, I don't think so, because I think they did a better job this time around with spreading around more of the screen time versus, for everyone. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if they put more Hobbs in there, then they have to, we don't get as much Shaw, they would have to cut stuff out, because then they weren't going to make this movie much longer.
Yeah.
Already, because it's like, the movie slowly had been getting longer, but I didn't think they would want to crack more, 2.5 hours So kind of keep it nice and tight. So no, I thought it was the right amount, and I didn't fully like miss him in the middle of the movie because there was enough other stuff going on.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I remember when I watched in the theaters, I was disappointed. I was like, oh my god, he's not in the movie. What the fuck? I was like, I got pretty mad about it. I was like, what the fuck, man? I want to see more of The Rock in here. But now I'm like, it's fine. I think it worked very well for me, the right amount, at least for this movie. So I thought it was cool. It was also Romeo Santos has a cameo in this movie in Dominican Republic. He's there. Who's this character? How did he meet Dom? We don't fucking know because the movie doesn't get into that. It's like he just knows Dom. I'm like, okay, who is this character? Who knows? But I love how Dom is so, he means so much to Dominican Republic that whoever fucks with his family, the whole country will fuck with you. Because that's what he said. He's like, hey, if they fuck with you guys, the whole country will fuck you up. I'm like, okay. That apparently stealing oil meant so much for them. It meant a lot. So it's also kind of weird that Mondo has like a very old school maid. That was kind of weird. I was like, huh, that's kind of odd for me. But I was like, all right, cool, moving along. But also, it was interesting how it seemed, because this scene looked like, all right, this is the moment where Paul Walker was not in the movie. They're talking about him off screen. But then they show him in the garage. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. He's still in there, so they still put him in there. I think was interesting. I thought it was one of those like he's off screen, we won't show him, but he's still showing up, so that was cool. So then we go back to Tokyo. A lot of references from like even actual scenes from the movie, like montages. From even the music.
They do actually play the song too.
They brought the song back. I'm like, wow.
Good song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I think the song is DJ Shadow and Mos Def 6 Days.
Oh, Mos Def. Okay, shit. So yeah, it's I think it's the Tokyo Drift theme song. It's either the other song or this one. That's the Tokyo Drift theme. So I love how they, because holy shit, Lucas Black is back, ladies and gentlemen. He is back and he is old. I love how they had the balls to show the scene from Tokyo Drift, the ending, and immediately cut back to Lucas Black in 2015. I'm like, bro, come on. I mean, he does not look like he used to look like 9 years ago. I'm sorry, and he doesn't have the same haircut. I'm like, wow. I mean,
boy.
I mean, kudos for him to doing it.
Too much.
They're like, fuck it.
Poor Bow Wow. He didn't get paid for that scene.
Oh yeah, poor Bow Wow, poor guy. But I love how they're like, we'll show this scene from the actual movie and then cut to the new footage. I'm like, wow. Damn, I mean, it's so noticeable. I mean, come on, it's noticeable. Come on, I'm not the only one who noticed that shit. I was like, that's not the same kid from 9 years ago. I'm sorry. So that was just crazy.
That was a long race, man.
Yeah, I was like, wow, are you 40 hit today, Lucas? It's interesting, but I did like his. Is it a cameo or maybe his minor appearance? I like his whole thing.
Credited for it, so it's a cameo.
Okay, so I liked his role in here. I like the little tie-in with Tokyo Drift. Talking about Han again, talking about his past. Conveniently, they had a Giselle picture in the car. I'm like, okay. I love how they add stuff from the new movies into the old movie. It's like, all right, I can tell it's not in the old movie, but fine, it works out. I'm cool with it. But what do you guys think of the scene between Sean and Dom? You guys like seeing Lucas Black again, or no?
I was just like, okay, this is the thing. We can keep going.
Oh my god.
It was
okay.
Cool.
It was
like fine.
When I was in the theater, I was like, yeah. Not even
Not
noticing that he's old now. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay, they're playing the song. Oh, sweet. Yeah, we're back in Tokyo Drift for a minute. Now I'm like, oh, he's 40 now, and he's not 17. He already didn't look 17. Now
he didn't look 17 already.
Come on.
He doesn't look 17 today. So it's just crazy. At the time, I loved it because like, oh wow, we haven't seen this kid since that movie, so it's cool they brought him back.
Exactly.
But now knowing that he will be in this new movie in a bigger role, now it's like, oh, this is interesting. But I don't know, I liked it. It was fine for what it was. I mean, did we find out who won between Dom and Sean? Nope. I guess we'll find out in Fast 9.
Nope.
I think.
Well, hold on. No. We kind of
said
do.
Dom They said Dom that I think Dom won.
Oh,
Because he's
Dom
like,
won?
oh, yeah, they hint at it heavily.
Yeah, they kind of hit at it.
Dialogue.
Because I thought he meant like, oh, you're fast, but I didn't think he meant like, oh, you're too fast that you beat me. I don't know. I thought like, oh, you're fast. I don't know. It's like it's another Brian and Dom. Who's better? We'll never find out. But I like that scene, and I also love that Han has a funeral. It's very nice. I like seeing the funeral. I also like how
scene.
yeah, I like how they mentioned Giselle had a funeral too. That's pretty cool. But holy shit, how many people did Han knew? That funeral was
Apparently a lot.
People. I'm like, who are these people, man? Like Han knew a lot of people. Apparently, that's interesting. I would love to see more about the people he knew. That would have been
worked with the Yakuza technically.
I guess the Yakuza. But there was like a dude with long hair and a mustache. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, how does he know Han? There's like a bunch of people there. Like, who are these people? Fine. Hey, Han was popular. Han was popular, man. Han was a popular guy. He was around.
That's a pretty good scene, though. Actually, I was shocked how good that.
Yeah,
scene was.
I love that stuff. It's just the moment that you talked about. It's like it's cheesy, you know, between Tej, Brian, Roman. Roman was like you said, Henry. No more funerals, Brian. Promise me. No more funerals. Promise me. He's like, I'll give you one more funeral. It's his.
Tyrese is serious. He's like, no more funerals.
No more funerals, man.
Serious. He's like,
yeah, he was serious.
No
like,
joking. No jokes. No jokes at all.
It's like no more funerals, man. But that delivery from him and from Brian's response, like, just be one more. Is oh shit.
Okay, that was stupid.
That's how to get them paychecks.
I love it, man. It's like so stupid, but I love it. Especially I love the music, the scoring music, like and the sweeping cameras around like Brian and Roman. The closest on Don's face, like is Sean here? I love it.
Wow.
It's like it's so
I can
dramatic.
smell the trumpets from here.
Yeah. I love it, man. It's so stupid.
Yes, I found the car.
But I love it. I love how Dom pursues Shaw in what is the slowest chase sequence I've ever seen in this franchise. I'm like, that car barely met up with Shaw. I'm like, wow, this chase sequence is so slow to me. But whatever, it's what it is. And then it leads to them crashing each other. What was the point of that? Like,
yeah, that's so dumb when they do that.
That was so dumb. It was like looking at each other tentatively, like, vroom, vroom, and then they just crash each other after like a minute of staring at each other. I'm like, what the hell was that? That was so stupid. And then they're injured. They're like, oh, my head. I'm like, what the hell was the point of doing that crash? That's so stupid. But okay, it is what it is. It's machismo or stupid. I love it.
All right, let's get to Mr. Nobody. Move.
Yes. Because are the cops here? No. Is this very vague agency that we never find out what's their name? But who cares? It's this vague, cool spy agency. They're who they are. And yes, that's where we meet Kurt Russell's in this movie. What? I remember
the movie just got better.
Yeah, right. I forgot. Like, did they announce that he was in the movie? I don't remember if I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, Kurt Russell?
Wait, yes, they did. No, they did.
I don't remember. I was like,
trailer.
Russell, dude. Oh yeah, I think it was a trailer. I remember thinking like, Kurt Russell's this fucking movie. I was like,
people forgot. Yeah. They were like, oh yeah, shit, he's in this movie.
He's got that movie. And I remember thinking like, all right, Kurt Russell. Let's see how this works with him. I feel bad for him.
Oh, it does.
Let's see how it goes. And I love Mr. Nobody. I think Mr. Nobody is a fun character. Kurt Russell does wonderfully with what he has. You know, he's just having fun, showing these crazy lines that only he can sell. It's like The Rock. He has these crazy lines that he can make it work. I really love his charisma, his personality. He's just so cool. He's just a badass. Mr. Nobody's cool. He's like, who's this mystery guy? We don't know his real, his story, but he's so cool like that. I love that. What do you guys think of Mr. Nobody / Kurt Russell in this movie?
Yeah, man. I love Bob Odenkirk. I mean, oh wait, wrong movie. Sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, we got the wrong movie.
No, dude. I mean, I completely forgot that Kurt Russell was in this movie, so I was like, oh. Okay, well, I guess the movie decided it was going to get better all of a sudden, magically. All right. Hey, Mr. Nobody. Yeah, Kurt Russell, dude, he just killed in every single goddamn scene he is in. He's just like, this is stupid. I know it. I'm gonna say it.
I'm
And
gonna
I'm gonna
sell
do
it, dude. I was like, wow, he's selling this shit for me, man. He says some crazy shit.
He's serious the whole movie.
and he's serious. The charisma is off the charts. I'm like, wow, dude, this guy's insane. I love it. I mean, what about you, Henry? What do you think of Kurt Russell and Mr. Nobody?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was chewing up the scenery, but I thought it was pretty good. It was like a departure from from Hobbs. You know, it was like another federal government agent, but he's different. You know, of course he's willing to keep and stuff like that, but he's not this big intimidating guy. He's just, look, I can just get shit done. I know how to make stuff work, so I got a plan. We're gonna do this. Cool. All right. No, that's a stupid idea. Let's do this. You know,
exactly.
You know, he's like the wolf from Pulp Fiction type of guy. It's like I'm just gonna get stuff done and just listen to me. You know, everything's gonna be cool. Like,
yeah, like he's that kind of guy. Like I'm too cool for you guys. I'm so confident. I'm always 2 steps ahead of everybody. Guess like he's also a mystery, kind of like the wolf in Pulp Fiction. You're like, who is this guy? What is he really about? I like that shit. I don't know. He was awesome. I love every moment that he's in the movie. It's like, please put more Kurt Russell. I love him in this movie. He was great, especially that scene that is later on with like Dom has a chance to drink Belgian beer, but he prefers to drink shitty Coronas from a fucking shitty bucket. I'm like, those Coronas look terrible. I'm like, bro, come on. This Belgian beer looked delicious. You have the chance to try something new. I want it.
Exactly.
I was like, all right, here's a fucking bucket. Right, like,
that was ridiculous. not only does he have a bucket full of Corona, he just conveniently is like, yeah. Let me drop right there. The logo's right there.
Oh yeah, like, I love it. It's like, it works because that's his character. That's Mr. Nobody. He's just this guy who he knows everything. He's always ahead of everyone. He's like, oh, I know you like Coronas. I knew you wanted Coronas, so here, I got the bucket already ready for you.
With ice in it.
Ice in it because I knew you wanted it. I knew you would refuse to drink Belgian beer, even though it's delicious. I knew you were gonna say you want some cheap Coronas.
Exactly.
Oh
my god, yes it is.
It's like, wow, man. Dom, come on, expand your taste a little bit, Dom. Like, there's better beers out there. Come on, man.
Corona, American.
It was funny. It was cool. But I also love how this movie just becomes from a family movie to a spy world globe-trotting thriller. Because, you know, we get this whole like exposition about what they're gonna do. Gemma Hunter's in the fucking movie too. What the hell? I mean, the cast of this movie is incredible. I mean, what do you guys think of Gemma Hunter's fucking movie? I thought he was just a one-note villain. He was just typical. But Gemma Hunter, man, he's in this movie. Man, I love him. I love him in this movie. Like, all right, he's here too. What the hell? That's awesome. What do you guys think of Gemma Hunter here?
I mean, he was really good when he was fighting Captain Marvel. Oops, wrong movie again. Sorry. Yeah, I completely forgot he was in this movie. I'm like, oh, hi. Okay, well, I mean, he's good. He's giving a good performance. Do I remember anything he did in the movie? Well, kind of, but he's just kind of there to be like, I'm gonna help the villain.
Yeah.
All right.
Get
well,
mad.
I got nothing else to do. See you later.
And get mad and scream like, ah! That's what he does. That's his character.
I mean, he's good. He's good.
That's a great scream.
Right? It's like great. I mean, his screams are iconic, and he does it again in this movie. I love it, man. What do you think of Jim Hunter's movie, Henry?
I mean, I like him as an actor, so every time he shows up, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, but they don't give him a lot to do. I mean, other than just to yell orders at people to shoot missiles and, you know, pretty much it. I mean, you know, he's not given a lot to do. And if we actually like look at how many lines he has, it's like probably what 8, 12 lines. And most of it's shoot that or go get the girl or whatever. But I mean, I like seeing him.
Yeah, right.
Cool. Right? Yeah,
it's cool.
So get your paycheck.
Right. It's like he was in it quite a lot, but I was fine for what his character was. He was just this one-note villain compared to Hobbs. I'm sorry, Shaw. So I was like, cool. I mean, he's in it. I love this actor. It is what it is. I like him. So he's pretty cool. And this is when they also introduced the MacGuffin of the movie, the God's Eye. It was like, okay, this is pretty cool. At least they give it more detail than what they did with the Nightshade in the last movie. It's like they forgot about that shit in the last movie. And here it's like, nah, we'll make you remember this device. It's very important. But it's like, all right, it's cool. Also, this movie reminded me of that house was blown up. I was like, wait, where did he get those new clothes? Because his house got blown up. And where's he sleeping? In the car, I guess? I'm like, what the hell? But it's like, that's what it is. But I was like, oh yeah, his house got blown up. How do you get this very nice tuxedo that he had for the whole sequence and this whole scene? It is what it is. Also, the crew is here, ladies and gentlemen. They're here. And this is like the smallest crew we've seen after 2 movies. Because it's like Roman, Tej, Brian, and Letty. And Dom. That's it. I was like, oh.
Yep.
But for me,
oh yeah, the movie's good. I'm back.
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Letty's like, oh, I'm back, guys. I'm like, oh, you're here. But I kind of like this crew in this movie. It's smaller, but it works because they focus more on the characters instead of like, all right, we're in this character. We're also here, boom, boom, beam, bam, boom, bam, boom, and all these different people. Now, we're focusing more on these people in here. And it's like, it works a lot better. It worked a lot better. Like, wow. It's smaller, but I like it. It's I can tell it's smaller, but it's cool. But also, I love how Mr. Nobody basically says that Dom's crew is so dumb, but it's effective. Because they were like, bro, he was like, I don't know how you do this, Dom, but you make it work somehow. So I love it. Especially, I love how this Shepard character who's there, who's, you know, the straight-laced guy, he's the only sane person in the room. Because he was like, this plan is so stupid. How does this make any sense? But even Caruso was like, dude, I'm insane. I'll just go with the plan. Fuck it. So I love that Shepard's like, what? Am I the only intelligent person in this room? What the hell, man? This is so dumb.
Yes.
I love it. It's also Roman has some jokes, people. Roman has some jokes to give you. Oh my god. I mean, all right.
That bad, this movie.
Oh fuck. I mean, some joke in the scene worked a little bit. I'm like, okay. You made me laugh.
He's trying.
But they go sometimes just goes in this one scene. I'm like, oh, I'm the leader now, but not now. But wait, but this and that. Oh, Shepard, and there's bro, shut the fuck up, Roman. Shut the fuck up. I mean, even Tish like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, dude, everybody can
see where the beef started.
Everybody's reaction is like, Roman, what you got to say? Come on, just get your joke out of the way. Let's go. Let's just get it on. Just come on, move it on. Just move it on. All right. Are you done, Roman? All right, let's go with the plot. Let's keep it going. Like, Roman, Jesus Christ. I mean, do you guys like Roman in this movie? Because I hate this motherfucker. I'm sorry. I did not like this guy. Sometimes he worked for me, but holy shit, he is the worst I've ever seen so far. He is the worst I've seen in this movie. Oh,
controversy.
Fuck.
I gotta be honest. I felt like Tyrese was kind of trying at points here a little bit more.
Way too much
than the last. I'll give him a little bit of credit. I was like, okay, he's making me laugh sometimes, at least, compared to the last movie where I'm like, really? This is what you're resorted to now? Really?
Dude.
Okay. Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. There's some bad jokes, and we'll get to the one later that's like, just because you call that out doesn't mean that that's okay. You can't do that.
Oh,
but okay. He's okay. He's okay.
Dude,
I don't know. Tyrese was trying, I guess. I don't know.
They give him a lot of scenes where he's just talking by himself, and everybody's just looking at him like, "Are you done? Like, are you done?" Dude, the people's reactions, like the faces they give him, are like, "Are you still going, Tyrese? Shut the hell up already!" Like, come on, man. Like, people are not unamused.
I'm shocked they left that in.
I mean, kudos to Tyrese Gibson a little bit for keep it going somehow, because I would have felt so awkward. I mean, like, dude, I don't know. People are not liking this. Are people liking this? I don't know. Am I still enjoyable? I don't know. I'll still go along. Dude, it got to me, man. I was like, shut the fuck up. What do you think, Henry? Did you like Roman in this movie? Are you in my boat?
Uh-oh.
No, he was all right. I mean, he's better later in the movie, and actually, even though, yeah, his jokes are kind of bad, and they kind of make him like the Meg, like in Family Guy, butter the jokes of everything. But they gave him like a few moments, like in the coming action scene when he pretty much saves Vin Diesel, like knocking homeboy off the cliff, shots off the cliff. So
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you gave him some like,
it's true.
kind of cancel out some of the jokes.
Maybe do cancel those jokes for me all too much, but I was like, all right, they give him some stuff. But it's like, man, he's like this character is like, he's like, oh, he's my buddy. We love him. He's dumb, but he means well. He's part of the crew, but he means nothing. He's useless. Because I mean, talk about useless. I mean, this big action sequence, the first big action sequence of the movie, is he useless? I mean, until the very end of it, he does something. But the whole point, the whole time, he's like, I don't want to drop off the plane. I'm scared of heights, which is relatable. That would be me. There's some funny stuff in here. It's like, dude, I'll sit with a pilot. We'll check up. We'll do our stuff from up here. You guys do your thing. So that's kind of funny. It kept going. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, stop it. So the whole shoot gag, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. But I don't know. The whole sequence by itself, aside from Rowan stuff, I loved it. I don't know what you guys think of this whole sequence of the movie. Dropping with the plane, chasing these armored trucks and shit. What do you guys think of that? It was awesome.
That was pretty good. It was definitely like planned out well, whereas just like how with Mad Max, how there's a lot of stuff going on, but they like edit it and they kind of put it together where it's like, okay, I understand. Okay, these people are behind here, like there's people pulling out a rocket launcher, okay, I see what's about to happen. Like, okay, I can follow everything that's happening, even though it's like 10 things happening at once. I thought it was pretty coherent. And
Yeah.
some driving was cool. And when the movie first came out and we didn't know Paul Walker was gonna die like on screen, was he gonna make it all the way through? So there was a part in there that was like, oh, he might die. Yeah, he might actually die.
Yeah, he might actually die in this movie. But it was great. What do you think of the action sequence, Andy?
So I love how ridiculous it starts with, okay, I guess apparently the cars have parachutes that are so good that they can handle a car.
Yeah, right. I mean, that scene makes no sense. Especially how they made it trajectory like steep, like perfectly, the cars in the same direction they have to go. Oh, it's stupid. It makes no sense, but I love it. What else? What do you think?
If we move past that, everything else about the scene is really cool. I mean, just everything doesn't look fake. Everybody looks like they're in the cars. Like, oh wow, this is actually fun. The bus scene is like, oh, Jesus, this fight is actually like going on for a while, and I'm not getting tired of it. Like this fight is really cool. And that scene at the end though, where he's about ready to go through the front door, I'm like, ugh. Right. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Right. Dude, I love this whole sequence. Dude, this whole sequence. I think this is my favorite sequence in all the franchise so far because I loved it, dude. Like everything was filmed so well. I love the Avengers scene that they had, like Tej, armor or shield, and they got lined up behind him, like very Avengers stuff. Loved it. Was like hell yeah, man. It's just cool. The chase sequences, the fights inside the bus were so cool. I love that shit. I mean, I love how Brian basically becomes Nathan Drake. It's kind of like you said, Henry. He just becomes Uncharted.
Yeah.
Like jumping from the bus, fighting people in the bus. The bus is gonna crash and fall from the cliff. I'm like, wow, dude, this shit is cool. And this whole sequence, by the way, it goes for like maybe 30 plus minutes. It goes for a while, and I'm all for it. I was not, like you said, Andy, I'm not tired. I'm still with it. It's so cool. I love everything. And they give Brian a lot of stuff to do in this movie, like action-wise. I'm like, this is the best action he's ever had in the whole franchise. Like, he is Nathan Drake at this point. I love the fight that he had with, like, Tony Jaa's this movie. I'm like, oh, shit, Tony Jaa's this movie? Like, the fight was incredible. I'm like, yes. I mean, beautiful. Beautiful. I loved it. I love everything. I love oh, wait, so Ramsey is a woman. Oh, I was like, all right, that's what it is. But like, what do you guys think of Ramsey? By the way, I'm gonna ask you this question. What do you guys think of the character and what's her name? Natalie Emanuel. Natalie Emanuel. You don't like
the only
her?
one in the scene. The only one in the scene that's like, the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Just for that alone, I'm like, I love you. I love that you're questioning things.
She's the most realistic one so
Smart
far.
girl.
I love it.
You're gonna drive up a cliff? Are you crazy?
Yeah, right.
No.
Dude, I love her. I love her in this movie because I forgot. I don't remember much about the character, but watching it now, I mean, she's only in it for like maybe 30% of the movie. She's not in it the whole thing or the whole time, but she's good. She's from here on out. She's in the whole movie, and I really liked her. I thought Natalie Emanuel did a good performance of selling this character who's like kind of the audience character. You know, she's the one who's always questioning like, what the hell's going on? What are these people all about? What is this? Well, I do like her. I thought she's very competent. She's very smart. She's not a stereotype. You know, she's a hacker, and she's cool. She's very cool. I really enjoyed her, and I was like, all right, yeah, I can't wait to see her in the next movie. I really liked her. You guys agree?
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's cool. I love everything that she does, and so I was like, all right, pleasantly surprised. I really liked her, and oh shit, Deckard shows up out of nowhere like fucking Terminator, like with his beanie and shit. Like, oh shit, I'm like, I love it. I love everything he does. I mean, I love how
Sir, there's an unidentified car.
like, it's the billet car, the black car. But I love how Dom makes Ramsey hop into his car by making the car hop or something with like what's that thing called? I don't know. The gear thing. I just love how he made her go into the car like that. That's stupid, but it's cool. And by the way, that mountainside / cliff sequence was fun. Or almost dropping by the side of the edge of the mountain. And I love how Ramsey, Sean, and Don should have died right there. I mean, what the fuck? They're going right, bopping and going everywhere on the cliff. They're almost dropping off the side of the mountain. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But I love how the end, the bus flips and, Brian has his Nathan Drake moment. He's, falling. I mean, dude, it looks like a sequence from Uncharted 2. He literally Uncharted 2. He's hanging from the side of the train. I mean, the bus. He's climbing the train.
Yes.
I mean, the bus. And he jumps before it falls down. Sorry, the bus. I was like, it's cool. I also love how he hangs from the side of the car from Letty. Like, Letty's like, Brian! Or, she doesn't say that, but it's like, skirt! In slow motion. It's like, you. I love that shit. I love his reaction to the end. He's on the floor, exhausting, like, oh, what the hell just happened, dude? Like, I just went through all that shit. So, I love that stuff. And by the way, if I thought that Dom should have died in this past, like, a scene ago, he should have died in that sequence where he drove off the fucking cliff. Dude, they show the car getting destroyed, flipped over, squished like a pancake. It's going. Dude, they show everything. They show the whole car getting crashed and they're fine. They see the interior shots. They're like, they're all fine. Dom and Ramsey.
They're good.
I was like, I know it's an armored car, but get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. But I loved it.
Well, it doesn't become anymore when the windows get punched out.
Right.
It's like, it's not armored anymore.
It's like, whatever. But it's so stupid. I love it. I love how they tried to justify it by Tish coming and saying like, I guess our devil's child worked, huh? And I was like, no, get the fuck out of here. There's no logic for this. He should have died, okay? It doesn't matter how many armor you put in there. He should have been crushed. But whatever. It was cool. It's good. I also love how Dom he comes out squeaky clean. Just a little bit of dust in his forehead. That's it. But he's fine. His shirt is completely stainless. He's fine. I'm like, all right, that's what it is. But also, there's some editing error there because like Dom gets out of the car, he's like gasping for air, he's like, and the next shot he's just like standing there fine. Like, oh, that was pretty bad. I just noticed that immediately. Letty says like, oh, Hello Kitty's awake. I was like, what does that mean? Like, huh? All right. I guess you're referring to Ramsey, but Hello Kitty? I guess because she's cute? I don't know. And oh my god, is Roman offensive as hell with these stereotypes about with the hackers? oh, the hackers are nerdy. They have pimples, glasses, they're fat. I'm like, wow, they drink soda, Mountain Dew the whole time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And to make it worse, he's misogynistic as fuck with Ramsey. He's like, wow, Ramsey can't be a hacker. She's hot as fuck. I mean, that body wasn't, she wasn't parking behind the seat or behind the computer. I'm like, wow. Wow, dude. I'm like, wow. I just, Roman's doing this right now. Roman's doing this. Dude, that hurt me. It hurt me a lot. I was like, wow, Jesus Christ, it's so stupid.
He likes what he likes.
Yeah, but it was like he's saying like nerds look ugly. They're hackers are ugly, but she can't be a hacker. She's a woman and she's hot. What? I'm like, wow. And the way he talks about her, I'm like, fuck. Rowan, Jesus Christ. But I love Ted's joke later on where he's like, Roman's like, oh, I'm the candy man or whatever, or something like that. And Ted tells like, sit your candy ass down. I'm like, fucking, I love that shit. That was pretty funny. I thought that was cool. But also, what does Ted have to say that Dom and Letty aren't married to Ramsey? That's uncalled for, man. You don't have to say that. Come on, man. Like, you don't have to bring that up.
Business out there on Front Street.
Right? But come on, man. Don't bring that up. Like, you just met these people. Like, they're not married. Come on, man. Don't do that. I also like Ramsey's assessment of the team. She's like, oh yeah, you're the alpha, Mrs. Alpha. You're the hacker. You're the idiot. That's basically what she says. I like her assessment. That's cool. I also love Dom and Brian's scene together in the plane. It's nice. It's, talking about the importance of family. Family is important. Family. So that's all. I love that shit. I love that stuff. And also. And this movie doesn't waste any time. Once we get to the action sequence, we don't waste any time. We go to Abu Dhabi immediately. Now this movie's a heist movie now. Like, oh shit, what is going on in this movie? This is awesome. I love it. But also, I mean, I love this movie. It gets kind of uncomfortable with the oogling and the awing of, oh, Ramsey's so hot, man. She's so hot. I mean, Roman's again talking about her constantly. Dibs. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a D right there.
Wow, yeah. This schmuck comes out of nowhere like, oh, yeah, I try to be with her, but I advise you not to do that. I'm like, Christ. And then to make it worse, the camera, the slow-mo, sexy scene of her, on the beach. I'm like, wow. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. She's sexy, but and it's cool to give her, to make her feel empowered in a way in the beauty of like, oh yeah, I'm beautiful. What's up? But they just go to like extreme, just very degrading levels of that shit. I'm like, come on, man. Like, again, we see butt for like 2 minutes in the beginning of the movie. Now we're just oogling and awing of Natalie Emanuel. Like, come on, man. Like, just. At least they stopped right there. They don't do it anymore. Oh my, wow. They needed to get it all the way. They're like, all right, Roman needs to say all these, she's so hot, I don't want to fuck her lines. And Ted also needs to put some in there. And this other random dude needs to put his input in there too. I'm like, come on, man. It's like, what the hell? But I don't know. It was really, do you guys find it overblown like me? Or am I exaggerating on how they were portraying her for this, at least for these little moments?
I thought it was okay. Like, I think they do treat her as a character, like in terms of like her like coming up with plans and being like, like I gotta deal with this God's eye thing later. But I mean, it was a little egregious, but I think they treat her as a good character for whatever time that she actually has on screen. The second half of the movie, but.
It's just, man, like the objectivity, man. It's like, oh, God damn, like, come on, man, the objectify her so much. Like, fuck. And what about you, Andy? You feel are we like out of place in here? What do you think?
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely love that scene. I love how much they were ogling. No. I mean, I thought that scene was kind of dumb. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, well, I guess you gotta have this. It's a fast movie. They gotta be. Eyeing some female. Oh, right. You're gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, she does get a fair amount of screen time, honestly, though. Like, yeah, I liked her character quite a bit, especially the assessment scene. I was like, oh, That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrese, you're gonna say something back? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. He's like, please
No.
do not speak anymore. Please.
Okay.
It's like whatever, man. My God. And speaking of Rome, I mean, his joke where he says like, "Am I the only one being aroused right now?" We're talking about a car.
He said that? I forgot that.
Yeah. Dude, like everyone's response was, it was quiet. That whole scene was quiet. I heard it. I was like, nobody was laughing. People were just straight face. Like, are you done? Like, what the hell was that, Roman? What the hell was that? I love everybody. Everybody was just giving him the face like, all right, let's move on from that. What the hell? What was that? That was, it was a stupid ass joke. I'm like, what the hell? It's so stupid. Also, I love the explanation. Like, oh, the car's in the penthouse, and they're like, why does he have it in the penthouse? Because it's rich. You can do whatever he wants. I'm like, that's one way to explain it. Okay, sure, we'll go along with it. That's what it is. Also, this is where I think CG Brian was there because that's where I noticed him and his dialogue was kind of spliced up. I'm like, oh, okay, this is one of those moments I noticed it. But it's nothing bad, really. It's like, just noticed it. Also, Andrew, this is where we talked about off camera last time about turning off for what song being used in this movie, but it's only used for like 2 to 5 seconds. And it was a rendition.
Well, no, it's the actual song. They're playing the actual song. That's the real song. They're really playing it. Okay, but they conveniently, they're only playing the part that doesn't have Little John in it. They're like, all right, you know this song with Little John in it? All right, well, we don't have enough copyright usage to have his part in here, so we're gonna only use the instrumental part portion here in the middle.
Because I
noticed
like,
if you try and stream the song on the album, they're like, no, you can't do that. No, it's blocked.
That's odd. That's interesting. I don't know why.
It's a cool scene. I mean, it's a great scene.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
scene.
That's an odd choice.
It's a good use of the music, seeing them, trying to look dapper and elegant and shit. You're looking nice and like, fuck yeah, man. I like that stuff. But it's like, I heard the song like, oh, this is where they use turn off for what? Interestingly, that's cool. What do you guys think of Dom and Letty's subplot of them like, lady, remember, lady, remember?
I'm fucking around. I mean, I cared enough where I'm like, okay, this is stupid. This is dumb. I shouldn't like this. But fuck it, I'm invested. I don't know why, but I'm fucking invested in what the hell is happening. Okay.
Yeah.
I think what helps is like, okay, clearly they got along together because every scene that they're doing this kind of thing, it's like, okay, clearly they gave a shit about this portion of the movie because it looks like they gave a shit about this portion of the movie.
That's true. And this subplot, it's not anything that covers the whole movie. It's not anything that calls attention to itself that much. It's not anything grand, but it's like, all right, it's an okay touch. Fine, it's there. It does develop him a little bit, develops her character a little bit. But I was like, all right, it is what it is. Fine. And I actually like Dom and Letty here than most movies together. I'm like, wow, I actually like their relationship in here a little bit. That's works for me. So it was fine. What do you think, Henry? Did you like the subplot? Did you care?
Yeah, I mean, I think their relationship in this movie is the best out of all the movies so far. I think also like with her amnesia and not remembering stuff, I think it was a way to like reboot the character a little bit so she can act differently because the whole amnesia thing, and she can choose to remember what parts she can to like get some of the old Letty back, but you also have a new Letty type of thing. And so I think I cared about their relationship the most in this movie because it was like, okay, I can kind of see it now, versus some of the other movies where it's just like, you're just telling me they're together. But I think they're an open relationship in the earlier movies and not them actually being an actual,
right.
And I'm not gonna say actual, a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're more, I guess, exclusive to each other in this movie, especially the reveal and later at the end, where it just comes out of nowhere for me. But yeah, I think they I like them more together in this movie. Works a lot better. So, and like you said, it's like she's a different character now. they could forget about her, how she was in the beginning. Like, all right, we kind of had nothing to do with her in the first few movies. We'll just make her a different character, and it works because amnesia. Just remember anything. Okay, so it works. I was like, whatever. I'll go.
How does brain work?
Right. So I liked him. I liked him together, but. Later on, we also see T-Pain as a cameo. I mean, dude, the cameos in this movie are off the charts. I mean, God damn. T-Pain's a DJ. What?
I love how T-Pain is in the movie. Doesn't even say a word of dialogue. It's just, T-Pain is there. Mind you, what's so weird about this scene is, okay, so the weird thing, I'm going to geek out about the DJing part about this. So he's got a computer there, which is like, okay, check, cool. But he's spinning real records, and for some reason he has a remix version of Flow Rider, which is like, okay, that's not how that works. You need an actual like DJ, like mock DJ vinyl record, not an actual vinyl record like you have. But whatever, T-Pain's there. It's cool. Okay,
he's cool. All right. I mean, they should have talked to the actual DJ tapping the soundtrack. You know, like, hey, how does DJing work? You know, how do we do this? I didn't even think about that details. I guess you know more than I do, but that's just cool. It's like, is T-Pain a DJ in real life? Because his label in the computer says T-Pain. I was like, is he a DJ? I didn't even know that shit. Roman didn't even know he was T-Pain. He was like, get the fuck out of here, T-Pain. T-Pain was like, what the hell, man? So
fuck you, I don't want to buy your drink, bitch.
Yeah, I was like, get out of here. And Roman, oh my God, they double down on Roman's jokes in here. Oh my God. I mean, first of all, he's got to work. I mean, first he starts with like the Blarb joke, like, oh, I gotta make this Blarb app, you know, Black Arab. I'm like, oh, what the hell was that, man? Like, what was the point of that?
He did his job, man. He had to distract.
I know. That was before he had to do the plan. It's like, oh, bro, shut up. I mean, I also love how Ted just reacting like, is he really saying these things? What the hell, man? This is just out of line right now. Like, I mean, I love his part of the mission is to be stupid. That's his role in this movie and this mission. It's just be dumb. It's just work your mouth, man. Just work it. Just be stupid. I mean,
it worked though.
I mean, he adds so much to this movie. I mean, what he does in the scene is just be an asshole, you know, because he takes time to make fun of people. You know, makes fun of this woman's hair, like, oh, she used a lot of product in her hair. Oh, fuck you. I'm like, wow, that's really uncalled for. What the hell? Fuck you. That's stupid. And he just belittles people the whole time.
Got to the worst part.
Yeah, he just belittles people like, oh, is your birthday today? I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, that was kind of funny at first. I was like, oh,
I was like, come on, man.
Oh, not the birthday thing.
Yeah, not the birthday thing. But then he hits on women so uncomfortably, like, oh, do you have rockets under that dress? I'm like,
no. He says missiles, not rockets.
Oh yeah, missiles. Do you have missiles under that dress? What the hell was that for? Yeah. It was so wow. It's what a wonderful character, man. One of the best. Top tier Fast and Furious characters. Love him.
Yeah, wow. That joke was so funny. I laughed out loud. I'm a registered Republican now.
Fuck, dude. I was like, please cut the mic off. I mean, he's done enough. Wait, what joke did I miss? Did I miss a joke? What joke did I miss that you said? It was like, oh, you forgot this joke. What was it? Did I forget one?
I'm trying to think. Was there any other jokes? No, I think you got all of them, basically.
Okay, because I
thought you were the gist of it.
Okay, I thought you said like, oh,
no. I was waiting for you to get to the missile part.
Oh, the missile part. Oh, okay, yeah, the missile part. Whew, that's what it is. Fuck Roman, man. Fuck you. I mean, but I genuinely love the scene where Dom picks up the car. Beautiful car, by the way. I don't know what brand it is, but beautiful car.
He's Superman, apparently.
Yeah, he lifts that car like whoop, like it's nothing, like it's made of paper mache, like whoop, just lifts it and just holding it off for like 30 minutes or something. I'm like, how long is he waiting for that car? But I love that scene where like Brian just looks at him before he gets under the hood. Oh, sorry, below the car, he just looks at him like, yeah, you got this right. It's just, I don't know. It's just his expression in that
no
scene,
explanation.
His delivery. Just
I would say the exact same thing because
yeah,
getting trapped in her car is not well, he's gonna get crushed. So that's just making sure you got it. Like, you ain't gonna drop it on me, are you? Like,
right. Like, don't drop it on me. I love that. It's just like, his comedic timing. Paul Walker's comedic timing here, just gold. I loved it. I love how you said it. Like before you got in there, like you got this right. It's like I love it. It was really funny. Ronda Rousey versus Letty Rodriguez. Man, what do y'all think? Oh, wait, Letty Rodriguez? I don't know. I forgot her last name. What do you guys think of it?
Acting.
Ronda was fine.
yeah,
She was fine.
She kind of sucked a little. She kind of sucked. She kind of sucked. So I'll give her credit for the fighting, the choreography. Oh, I was like, oh, that's awesome. When she's delivering lines, this is how she exactly does it. I must stop you. It's like she transferred back to the 80s to do these like fucking weird ass low budget movies where she's like, fighting, acting. What's acting? Cut. How do I do it?
Oh, come on! I thought she did good. For the little part she had. Did you know if her line was like, I hit this party anyway.
I mean, I got a chuckle out of it, sure. I didn't think it was good.
you agree with Andy here, Henry? Or is she not?
I do, because the fighting was really cool. But yeah, every time she was speaking, I'm like, this is like first, like she's watching her like henchmen get their ass beat, and she's just walking around staring like, I'm gonna beat her up. It's like, if you don't get in there, help your underlings there. You watching them get their ass beat, hijabs.
I don't know. It's cool. I don't know. Also, what I love about this whole scene with Letty is an all-female fight. Even the henchmen are all females. That was fucking cool, and they all fought pretty fucking awesome. I thought it was nice. And the fight between Ronda and Letty was pretty brutal. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Like hitting everywhere, doing the camera flips again, doing all those things, and then they fought on the lobby. Like that shit is cool. I like that stuff. I mean, I forgot. How did she die? I forgot how she died. Did she blow up or something? I forgot. I don't remember. I don't forget how she died. I thought she got thrown at the building. I forgot. I don't remember. It's a blur for me. But I don't remember. I don't remember. But I love that whole sequence. I love how Tej, finally has someone to play off against when he's doing the tech stuff. He's not by himself anymore, which is cool. I love his interaction with Ramsey. It's cool. I mean, it gets developed, I think, later on in the next movie. But in here, I like his stuff. Finally, Tej has something to do. He fights. I'm like, wow, he fights, and he fights pretty cool. Like, all right, ludicrous. I see how you fight. All right, that's cool. That's nice. He's like, boom, boom, boom. He just hits him on the back. Like, all right.
I love how he's like, no. Hold on. Oh shit, I gotta do it.
He's like, I gotta do it. All right, boom, 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 boom. Oh shit. All right, cool. Again, what's his past? We don't know. But that's cool. I liked it. Of course, if you see a car, they're gonna drive it. They're not gonna show off that car. Oh, it's pretty, and just no.
Really?
They gotta drive it. They gotta drive it, man. I love how Don was like, "Yep, we're driving this beast. We're gonna unleash this beast from this cage. We can't let him just sit here and do nothing." So like, I love it. So, oh shit, Deckard is here again, and I love how he just comes with his grenade launcher. I was like, oh shit! It's like just blows people up in this party. I'm like, god damn, okay. And of course, we get the biggest and iconic scene of the whole movie where Dom and Brian jump off from 3 buildings. Or 2 buildings,
cars can fly, right?
Cars can fly. Well, Brian says, cars don't fly. Well, Dom's like, fuck it.
No, they follow the style. This is what Toy Story taught us.
Real life, that would be like, oh, okay.
But I love this stupid sequence. It's dumb as hell. But like,
the brakes, they don't work.
It was cool. I mean, I love the tension. Like, oh shit, there's no brakes. What are they gonna do? And then like in the last building, they break like these super expensive antique like artifacts and shit. They just break them. People are there like, what the hell? I was like, It's cool. It's fun. What do you guys think of this iconic sequence of Furious 7? Is this too much?
God. It's not too much. It's just, it's fun. It's awesome. It's well shot. It is fucking completely unrealistic. So if you want to expect realism out of this scene, you are in the wrong film right now. Like if you wanted, in the first, it's gonna be real. Nope, you're not gonna get that at all in this film, and not in this scene for sure. Not once, but twice, but 3 times.
Twice. Hey, get that bang for your buck, man. You want to see him? No, that's just one building. It's 2, okay? Make sure you spend that money on that movie well. So, what do you think of this incredible sequence? Henry, did you like it? Is it too much?
It was ridiculous, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's just like, it's like how are they gonna get out of this? And it's like jump the first building. They're just like, okay, we're gonna stop. It's just like no brakes. Okay, well,
no park.
Then this is like this is like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Go to the next one.
I love it, man. It's stupid. I also conveniently the car doesn't fall on anyone when it goes to the ground. There's no one around, so hey, they're not bad people. Just to let you know, these people are not bad. They're the heroes.
The power of CGI,
right? Like there's no one in the ground. Everyone's safe. So I was like, okay, but it's fun. It's stupid. I love Brian's reaction. Like, oh shit! I was like, that's cool. I love it. And Don's face like, yeah, we're doing this, man. We're about to jump a building. Okay, so it's fun. It's what it is. It's ridiculous. It's beautiful.
Okay, how did they get out of that building though? They never explain that. They're like,
walk
down the stairs.
Right.
What's the awkward conversation of, well, shit.
Yeah, where people were like,
I guess we're gonna go down the stairs.
Yeah, people were like, what the fuck? What just happened, man? We almost died because of these two. Okay, all right, bye, people, strangers. All right, that's what it is. Roman's email joke. Shut the fuck up, Roman. I mean, what the hell? I mean, we showed the God's eye thing. Like, can I check my email on there? Like,
that felt not scripted, and that felt stupid. That was like,
okay, so stupid. Yeah,
I get the joke, but we don't need this here.
Yeah, I was like, no. And I love how Dom just interrupts, like, all right, Roman, shut the fuck up. All right, let's go, people. Let's move it. Like, thank you, Dom. Save this movie for me, please. Also, I love how Dom decides to go alone with Mr. Nobody because he's like, all right, who doesn't kill? I'm like,
but not
do they
alone.
Now? They're not killers, you say? Letty's killed a bunch of people before. Brian has killed people before. I don't know about the other two, but they're not killers, you say?
But see, Letty was under a trance. She couldn't actually see what she was doing. She didn't remember.
She doesn't remember. But I mean, did she kill Ronda Rousey? I mean, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure she killed her. So
you don't see her die on screen.
You don't see her die. My crew's not killed. They're not killers. Sure. But the warehouse scene is very cool. I mean, what kind of gun does Dom have? He has like a laser shotgun or something. Because when he chooses, like, pew, pew, pew. What kind of gun is it?
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not how that works. You can't do that.
Like, what is that gun, dude? I was like, I guess it's from, the special weapons that Mr. Nobody has? I don't know, but it is what it is. It's laser shotgun. If you don't see him shoot lasers, I don't know what the hell that was. But I don't know. I love this whole sequence. I love how they try to make Shepard's death meaningful. But I'm like, who the hell was he? I mean, you don't really get to know this guy. So why are we doing slow-mo death? I'm like, Shepard's dead, no! Who was he? Oh, I don't know. I mean, cool. I mean, I appreciate the effort, but I don't know this guy, so why do I care? But also, I love how Kurt Russell has this big action moment. That's cool. He's just a badass shooting everywhere. Like, boom, 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 just cool. But, oh, wait. Is he dead? Oh, no. Because he gets shot twice in the back, like, slow motion. Oh, no, he's going to die. But no, wait, he's saved by Vin Diesel, so he's fine. But also, I love how Dom takes care of him more than he ever tried to do with Vince. He just met this dude. I'm like, no, please, Mr. Nobody. All right, let's go to the hospital. We'll go to the hospital. But if it was Vince, no, Vince, no man, you gotta die. You gotta die. So it's like, come on, man. So
Well,
I love how
sucks to be you.
yeah, it sucks to be you. But I love how Mr. Money trying to convince Dom to like try something else that's not a Corona. He's like, come on, man, like try a Belgian beer, at least. Just try that.
I mean, yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, but Dom's not having it. Dom's not having it. But I love how this is also why I noticed that Paul Walker is like CG because you know that scene where they're like looking at the skyrise in Los Angeles. That's where I noticed they didn't do much with him because he's there. No CGI Paul Walker's there, but he's not speaking much. He had like maybe one dialogue in there, and that was it. So I was like, all right, but still like that scene. I thought it was pretty cool. I like that what they're doing there. His scene with Mia is really good. I like how it's kind of like a send off for him for Paul Walker before the actual real send off. You know how they're talking like, "Oh, I love you, Mia. This is like a goodbye, whatever."
I love
like,
you. Don't say that.
It's like, don't say it. I was like, man,
Goodbye.
It was hitting me, man. I was like, wow. I guess knowing what happened with Paul Walker, it's like, I don't know. That scene was good. I really like that scene they had on the phone. It was cool. I like this. Like this. The feels are getting here right now. The feels are starting to increase. But oh shit, Dom pulls the V8 again, back again from like what the last movie, so it's back again. It's also again, this feels like it's the last movie because he says like one last ride. I'm like,
That's right.
last movie, one last ride. So I like seeing that. I also love the scene of Dom, Brian, and Shaw prepping for what is basically a war, I guess. You know, they're shooting their guns. Brian's wearing his flat, jacket and everything. Like, fuck yeah, man, we're gonna get ready to the fight. I also love Brian's callback to like going old school. You know, like by going beneath the truck. You know, and the action sequence, like, oh, we're going old school. And they go beneath the truck. That was pretty cool. By the way, the whole sequence with the drone and everything, I thought that was cool. You guys like that part with the drone and stuff? That was fun. It was cool.
It was cool.
It was nice.
Yeah,
I like. What do you say?
Oh yeah, I, mean, I thought it was pretty cool because especially adding like the whole tech stuff, with Ramsey and everything, and kind of.
Oh yeah.
Like
it was cool.
Of it.
Yeah, and the whole trying to put Ramsey in this other car, but then putting her in this other car. Like, oh, that's nice. I like that stuff. And then Dom and Shaw crush each other again. All right, it is what it is. Also, like, oh fuck, you didn't forget about Hobbs, did you? Because Hobbs is back in action. He's like, all right, my injury, fuck it. Just brace that casket. Oh, wow, I love it. I love it. Whatever injury he had, it's gone. He only need the power of family. Because once you want to save your family, all pain is lost. All pain is gone. So I was like, wow, that's so
apparently you just
crazy.
heal up right away. Your arm is completely fine. You can take off that cast. You know,
I love it.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
It's just so crazy because I also love how he conveniently has his uniform in his hospital room and his weapons in the hospital room. All is supposed to ready to go to battle. I'm like, what? Okay, sure. I'm still in this movie. Fuck it, I'm going with it. I also love how Hansu's crew. There's like some U.S. troop members in there, and they're fine with shooting the satellite tower in L.A., shooting down L.A. basically because L.A. gets fucked up in this movie. Holy shit, does this city get destroyed? So I just love how their crew is fine with it. They're like, fuck it. I mean, what do you guys think of the fight between Hobbs and Dom in this movie? What do you guys think of that? It's I have to understand. What are you thinking?
You got too excited.
Oh, I froze?
Destroyed and
froze again?
Yeah.
What?
Okay, there you go.
Oh my god. What was I saying?
You see the cell tower got blown up and it cut out your connection.
Oh shit. All right, sorry. I was talking about the last action battle. The last battle between Shaw and Dom. You guys like that battle? Because she gets crazy. That battle is I love how Dom just picks these big ass wrenches. I don't know what the hell is that. Like, whoa, shit, like these giant ass wrenches, and Shaw gets his like pieces of like his car, I guess, like use it as like a sword or something, or nunchucks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I
scythe.
love Star Wars. That was amazing. You know, I love their fighting style. General Grievous was really good in that scene. You know, it was amazing. No, no.
It was.
I mean, it got so ridiculous that I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna buy that they're fighting like it's fucking Lord of the Rings, but okay.
Right,
The
this
car
epic
thing,
battle.
it's so stupid when they do that. I'm like, I know what you're
Especially
referencing, but this is so stupid.
the score, dude. The score just rises like, oh, there's an opera behind it, like, oh, and they're like fighting, like, what the hell's going on right now? It's just, it's going so epic. This battle's becoming an epic. Like what the hell? Did you like this fight between Sean and Dom Henry? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, yeah, like you said, you got that big ass wrench, and it was like definitely like Star Wars. They were just swinging on each other, like we're not gonna hit each other, but we're gonna trade metal.
Right? Especially Dom gets slammed in the face with his wrench, and he's fine. Like nothing hurt. I'm like, dude, you would have been or concussion or dead. He's like, bing, and just keeps on fighting. Like, all right, I guess adrenaline's kicking in. That's okay, but stupid. I also love how Roman doesn't know what a drone is. He's like, what's that spaceship thing? And Ted's just like, it's a drone. You don't know what the fucking drone is? Ted's like, Roman's like, I'm not a tech guy like you. I'm like, bro, people know drones. I mean, especially back in 2015 or whatever, you don't know about drones. What are you talking about? It's so dumb. But again, Brian's action scenes in this movie are incredible. I love the stuff that he did in this sequence. Is amazing. Going through this building, fighting Tony Jaa, having this shootout. It's like, dude, the best fight in this movie is maybe this one, maybe, because that fight was visceral. I love it, man. I love this whole thing. I also love how they handle CGI Paul Walker because they hide him pretty well in the dark. You can tell it's him or it's not him, but it's great. What do you think of the final battle between Tony Jaa and Brian O'Connor?
I love that this fight goes on for so long that apparently they are so into it that not even the stairs can stop them. They're literally like, oh no, shit, god damn it!
It's so dumb. But it's cool.
I love that the way that Paul Walker ends the fight is, hey, remember that line you said to me earlier? Hello.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay,
try again, bitch.
Nice way to like end it.
That was cool. What do you think of that final sequence with action between the two of them, Henry?
I thought it was pretty cool, and when he like tackled him through the door, and it just kept on falling down the stairs. I was like, damn, how many stairs are gonna fall?
Yeah, dude.
Like, I was like, are they gonna stop or they just gonna keep going? Okay, no, they're gonna keep going. And they were fighting on the door as they were falling down. I was like, okay,
that was awesome, dude.
I love it.
Dude, I love it. It's like so brutal because they're trying to get each other so hard. And I think Tony Jaa was. I think it was Tony Jaa on the stairs, falling down the stairs, right? Because I was like, that's his face, I think. So I'm like, holy shit. I mean, Tony Jaa kicked ass in this movie. I loved him in this. So he was great. But that fight, I think it's the best one I've seen in the whole movie. I also love seeing women fighting by themselves, doing action by themselves, seeing Ramsey and Liddy doing their thing. That was pretty cool. I like seeing that. Also, Hobbs driving off the bridge with the ambulance to crash on the drone. I was like, fuck yeah, man. This is spectacular. It's ridiculous, but it's the best. And then he shoots at the camera, like, with his handgun. Sweet. Marvelous. And then the line to end it all is when when that guy's like, sir, someone just double tap our drone. And I love that, man. And Jones' reaction was like, what? What? And it's like, it is what it is. And I think the Hulk stuff in the beginning is a reference to what Dom is going to do here, because Dom becomes Hulk in this sequence, ladies and gentlemen, when he stomps the parking lot and crushes Shaw. Like, what the fuck? The streets. You don't know about the street fights, Shaw. The streets always win. They crash the parking lot.
I mean, he can fit in the Marvel universe, man. Yeah.
Oh my god, damn! I remember everybody in the theater lost their shit. I'm like, what did he just do? Did he just stop the fucking parking lot? Like, okay, that's what it is. That's cool.
It's badass though.
It's badass though. I love it, and also I love how. I mean, oh my god! To make it even much better, Dom jumps off the helicopter with his car, straps the grenades to the helicopter, and then hops from like miles away, shoots the grenades with his itty bitty handgun, and blows the fucking helicopter. I'm like, this is a pinnacle Fast and Furious movie right here. This is what I want to see. This ridiculous action sequence. I love it, man. I love it. It's ridiculous. Also, the twist. Dom and Letty were married the whole time. What? They were married since 4? Dun, dun.
That's right.
What? I didn't know that. I also love that. What keeps Dom alive? It's no mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. It's no, chest pumps. It's Letty remembering her past. That's what keeps him alive. He's like, finally, it's like, you finally remember everything. You finally remember everything. Because I love how Letty's like, stop it! Don't try to resuscitate him. I know how to do it. Like, Dom, I remember everything. He's like, you remember everything, Letty?
The power of family.
The power of family. Rusty, I remember.
Thankfully, he didn't say that in this movie. I was like, okay.
I remember everything. I was like, that's what it is. And I also love how this line didn't make any sense to me. Maybe you guys can help me understand, but because like Letty says, like, why do you tell me we're married? And Don's response is like, because you can't tell someone they love you. I was like, huh? I didn't get that line.
Well, I think that's a callback to the last movie where like, what's it? Yeah, that's the last movie where like she doesn't know that they. I don't know. I
was like, what is he?
I feel like they were trying to tie it up, like, oh, I can't tell you that you love me because you don't remember. Remember? No. Oh man, I love you still. I feel like that was a poor attempt to try and tie that up really quickly. They were like, I couldn't tell you. But now you remember.
I guess that's what it was. I was like, because you can't tell someone they love you. Like, that was almost like broken English to me. Like, what the hell was that? I didn't get it. I don't know. You can't tell someone they love you. Whatever. So I love, again, we see Deckard getting his legs crushed by this big pile of debris, and then we see him in the Black Ops site. He's fine. He's in prison. He's clean. No cuts, by the way. He's clean. He's walking in 2 legs. He's fine. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
They got a good healthcare system, dude. It's pretty good.
I was like, check it out. Come on, man. I was like, I called bullshit on that. I was like, nah, this is too much for me. This is where I'll draw the line on this. I draw the line on this. He gets crushed by debris and he's fine. Like, no. I'm sorry. No way. I mean, I think 2 weeks later on, there's something that might explain that shit. But at this point, I'm like, no. I can't do that. It's very stupid. I mean, again, what do the Shaws eat? The Shaws survive, man. Everybody left.
I don't know. They're Superman. I mean, they're all superheroes at this point. Like, Captain America and fucking, I don't know what Todd with Tej would be, but freaking Ant-Man probably be Tyrese cracking jokes and shit. So I mean, what do you expect? No one's gonna die. No one's gonna die in these movies except for Giuseppe.
But it's just crazy how like both Shaw survived like super horrific like accidents or things, and they're fine. I'm like, wow, these Shaw people. I mean, I want to know what their diet routine, because I want to survive that kind of shit too. So it's crazy. And also, before we wrap the scene, like we never find out if Mr. Nobody died. We never find that out. What about Nevis? We find her We see her again. Nope, she's gone in the movie. She doesn't appear again. So did she get a promotion? You don't know. We won't find out in this movie. But all right, let's talk about the ending of this movie. Because like I love cast. It's been a long day.
Careful, don't want to get copyright strike.
I love how the cast just basically they're celebrating Paul Walker. You know, they're at the beach. They're looking at Brian being with his family, and I love how it's just now they're saying how this is where he belongs, man. This is where he belongs. This is where he's good. He's happy. I love how Roman says things are going to be different now. It's like it's Tyrese Gibson speaking. It's not Roman speaking right now. It's Tyrese saying like, "Hey, things are going to be different, man. Like, I'll miss you." I was like, "Damn, man, it's getting to me."
That whole scene was like them like not being in character. It's like
they're not characters.
Definitely like.
There's just the characters
on set.
Right, man. It's just the actors. I'm like, wow, man. It's cool. I also love seeing like the individual shots of everyone looking at Brian like one last time, and I was like, oh my god, it's just beautiful, man. And I also love seeing that Ramsey's unofficially part of the crew now, so that's cool to see her at the end. And once Charlie Puth comes in, fuck, dude, that's where like it's getting to me, man. It's like, oh god, I mean, it's getting hard. It's kicking in. I mean, I love how it's great how they decided to let Brian live and not just, all right, well, let's just kill him off because he won't be in the franchise anymore. I love how they were like, no, man, just let him be with the family. He'll be fine. And he's with his kid. It's cool, man. And it made me emotional, man. The ending, the last part of the movie where it's just, Don's driving off. He's like, man, I can't see Brian. That's just, I gotta be with my feelings. And then like Brian just he meets him. He's like, you don't think we're gonna drive away without me, right? Without saying goodbye. And I was like, oh my god. And then the two cars. Yeah, I was like, dude, I cried last night. I was watching this movie. I cried. I was like, wow, dude, it's like a friend of me just went away. Like my best friend, Paul Walker. It's like, oh man, I don't know. I cried. What can I say, man? It worked for me. Did you guys like this ending? I love it.
No, that sucked. It was terrible. It was unbelievable. No, I'm kidding. I do love though that they're like, okay, we're slowly gonna play Wiz Khalifa's part, and then we're gonna go to the actual instrumental, and then you guys, tear ducts. I don't know if this is before or after the scene, but like the part where they're showing like the flashbacks.
Oh yeah, the flash. Oh yeah, that's before
the whole series. I'm like, god damn it, you assholes! Why is this working?
Right? It's like, fuck, dude. It's like, again when Brian shows up to say goodbye to Dom, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like,
I thought I was gonna hate the song, but I was like, oh yeah, this song was good.
Hell yeah, it is.
I forgot how good it was.
It works. I think it's the song is the trigger thing for me. It's like, man, oh my god, but I loved it, man. Made me cry. Made me cry. It's a beautiful ending. It's like the best ending of the whole franchise so far. Is the greatest conclusion that Brian could ever have, or any characters could ever have in any series. I'm like, one of the best conclusions, and like, man, it was great. I mean, what about you, Henry? Did you like this ending? Did you cry?
I thought it was a really good ending. Like I thought, it was.
Can't even talk. That's how good it is.
It was very effective. Like it was like, okay, I thought this might be cheesy, but I was like, okay, this is actually working with the music, and then being like, oh, he just doesn't know how good he has it. He has his family, and I'm gonna miss him. And then, of course, when they're driving along, and then cars split, and you're just like, God damn it!
Great. It's so.
Like, why is this working so much?
It's like, man, ending. Just don't make me cry again, man. You're making me cry. It's beautiful, beautiful ending. We all shed tears in this moment. I think everyone, dude. If anyone watches this ending and doesn't cry, you're dead inside. I'm sorry. Come on, man. You don't even need to see this series. To fucking cry, man. This ending, man. Shit. I loved it. I love the ending, and what a way to end the movie, man. It's a great way to end the movie, and just to wrap things up, I gotta say, the female characters in here, a little better. They're much better. They still have a lot way to go. There's a lot of way to improve, but I think like the addition of Ramsey is a good addition. I liked her a lot. I hope she gets better in the franchise, but she's cool. I love how, again, they can show women being sexy and empowering in a way, which is good, but I still hate how they just go overboard with it, like Roman's comments. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, god damn. But they do it better. They do better in this movie. But I gotta say, like for the soundtrack, is it slaps or misses? This is your department, Andy. You know more about this than I do. But for what I heard, I liked it. I liked it. It's good.
I've had some time to think about it. I mean, the only part I'm really conflicted about is, I mean, this is just a really short scene, is they're playing the T.I. song. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess this is before that controversy that happened recently. I need to let it slide, but I'm just like, they're playing him so loud where I'm like, I'm forced to like remember, oh yeah, this guy. The music that they use in the film, because there's a lot of music that they don't use in the film, is really good. They seem to crowbar a bunch of Wiz Khalifa songs at the end, which is very weird with the credits.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, the movie's over. I'm just going to shut it off now. I don't need to. There's no more. Because I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot. Yeah, Iggy Azalea's on the soundtrack. Oh, wait, she's not in the actual movie? Okay. All right, I guess I can skip it. But yeah, more slaps than misses, I would say.
Yeah, I
mean, yeah,
so.
the after credit songs are kind of but you know, that's whatever.
That's good. What about you, Henry? This is slaps or is it misses?
I think it's pretty good. Like it fits the movie and nothing really. Well, I guess I didn't notice the T.I. one, but I mean, it didn't bother me as much. But yeah, it definitely. I think things worked out well for the scenes and everything, and it was a lot more cinematic. I think you were talking about that earlier. Some scenes where it's like not even playing songs; they're just playing like an actual score.
Yeah. They do a lot of good balances of licensed music and a score. So I was like, that's very well done. So I think it's a very good soundtrack. A very good score. I really, really enjoy the soundtrack of this movie. And to rank the villains really quick, this week is interesting because for the longest time, DK's been my number one. This week, Deckard's number one. Deckard is my number one this week. I love Jason Statham in this movie. I mean, he's not as completely humanized, like emotional ways, like as DK. But I understood Shaw's motivation. It was simple, but it's effective. It's revenge. I just want to kill these people. They fuck with my brother. And he's a badass. He's menacing. He's intimidating. I think he's the best one so far. So he's my number one. DK's number two. Decker's brother's number three. Brago's number four. Number 5 is Reyes. Number 6 is good old Verone. And number 7 is your boy, Johnny Trent. Still at it at the bottom place. Bottom place. Johnny Trent, I love you, man. Worst villain in the franchise.
So I'll say for me, since I gotta go like really a minute, I will say that I think that Deckard Shaw is probably my favorite only because Jason Statham. And it's just like he was just blowing stuff up all throughout this movie, and I'm like, yeah, he's dangerous. So I'll say he's number one, and then same order as you, I would say. And just to wrap it up for me, I think this is my favorite one, my favorite Bass movie. Because I really like 5, but this one, I think with the ending and everything, how it all tied together pretty nicely. I'm like, this has to be like in the top tier. So I think I'm gonna put it as my number one, and then 5 slides to number 2. But I think they're close. But I enjoy both of them. I will watch both of them since I would want to.
Very nice. I'll tell you my list right now too. I'll say Furious 7. It is my number one. It is my number one. I love this movie. It's a better film than Fast 5 in different ways, but Fast 5 is better than Furious 7 in different ways as well. So it goes here and there, but I think Furious 7 is the best one for me. Fast 5 is 2. I think Tokyo Drift is 3. Fast 1 is 4. 5 is Fast 6? No, Fast 6, I think. And then Too Fast, Too Furious. I think I'm gonna be with you, Andy. I think
Too Furious.
I think Fast 4 is not my least favorite. I think I thought about it yesterday. I was like, you know what? I think Fast and Furious is a little more enjoyable, but I think that movie sucks. I just think about it now. I don't like Fast and Furious anymore. That fourth movie, not too fun. Not too good to watch.
I'm glad you saw The Light, my son.
Yeah, I was like, gotta change my mind on that.
All right, well,
I'll see you.
I guess I'll play my list.
Please don't follow Henry. Please don't follow. He needs to go.
No, don't follow him at all.
But it's good to see you again, Henry. So I'll see you next week.
Okay, I'm coming.
But Fate the Furious. Bye. Go.
Bye. Oh wow, now it's just you and me. Well, now that we're alone, hi there.
That's it, Henry. You should put like.
Okay. So now that Henry's gone, so I can actually give you my villain list.
Yes,
obviously Deckard Shaw is at the top. Personally, I just thought, Jason Statham. Well, I'll say something similar to what you said. DK is more humanized in some ways. I just think the way that he has this villainous presence the whole film, where I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what he's gonna do. There really isn't that with DK. We do get a human version of a villain with DK, but with all that said, Deckard Shaw, DK, number 2. Number 3 is going to shock you. Brago. Now, the only reason I'm going to put Brago over Shaw, his brother, is because I don't feel like we necessarily get to know Owen the way that we get to know Braga a little bit. And
true.
I mean, you get shot at. So it's like, oh my God, Jesus.
That's true.
But
that's true.
I had to think about this a lot. I had to think about this one a lot because I was like, do I like him more? Yeah, no, I do. Despite the fact that I didn't even like the fourth movie that much. I'm like, okay, I got to admit credit where credit is due. That villain is not terrible. I'll be honest now. And Owen Shaw, he's still good. He's still in the 4th spot. He's still up there. He's still good. I would give Luke Evans a lot of credit. He did a really great job. Now we get down to the lower tier villains. Now at number 5, we have, I guess his name is Herman Reyes. I don't know. Care if I'm saying
that's his first name, Herman? I didn't even know his first name.
I guess that's what it said when I Googled it. And
Reyes. Okay.
I'm not going to put him at the way bottom because at least he has a villainous presence. At least a villainous presence where I'm like, I might not know your name. At least you're there for a set piece to be a villain. Okay. Then we get to the other guy, and this is the only reason he's not going to the bottom. Carter Verone at number 6. He's not a terrible villain. We don't necessarily get to know him very well. I'm not going to put him at the very bottom because, obviously that spot goes to Johnny Tran, where he's literally just a person that we follow and don't get to know anything about. So obviously, unfortunately, I hate to give that actor, shit for it, but they didn't give him anything to do,
No.
Which
was fine.
Funny enough, apparently that guy in the race is related to Johnny Tran. They don't announce it, but on the credits, they're like, on the credit, and I just could be wrong information. But when I looked at it, I was like, really? It's gotta be wrong. No way.
That'd be cool.
Maybe somebody can correct me on that.
Yeah,
that's my list as far as villains. Now we get to the fun part. Where did I think about the movie ranking?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I had to think about this. I was thinking about this the whole time. I'm like, I really like Fast 5, but I really like this movie too.
Yeah,
I really like this movie.
It's difficult. I was switching it up the whole time. Past few hours, I'm like, Fast 5,
but
7,
once
5.
Once I got past the hour mark, I was like, while Fast Five does have some really good fight scenes and it's really well done, I really feel like they gave everybody the correct time and everything in this film. So I got to put Fast Seven at the top, Fast Five number two, and obviously you know what's coming next. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Hell
I'm biased.
yeah.
I like the
Hell
music. I like
yeah.
everything about it. I feel
Has
like
to
I'm in
be.
Need for Speed.
Hell
Obviously.
yeah.
Number four. Uh-oh. This is where it gets controversial for some people. Too Fast, Too Furious. I know. I don't hate the movie. I don't hate the movie. Hey, I have fun.
That's fine. That's
Brian
fine.
are cool. You know,
That's
they're
fine.
fun.
That's
Then
good.
we get to lower, but I'll be a little bit nicer. Five, The Fast and the Furious. Not a terrible film. Not my favorite. You know,
No.
it's fun. I have nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
Number six though. Fast and the Furious 6. Well, it's a fun movie. It's good to watch.
Yeah.
If I have to think about it critically, it goes below the original for me.
Yeah.
After rewatching it, I have to put it below.
Yeah.
And then I think you know what the last spot is, my friend. You know what the last spot is. Fast and Furious, not the Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious. Oh my God. And you know, next week we'll find out if it stays there, but this week it stays at the number 7 spot.
It's just
and Furious.
I had to change it up too because I was thinking like, you know what, Too Fast and Furious. I don't think it's a good movie per se, but I do think it's more enjoyable than Fast and Furious. I would rather watch that movie than Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is fun for what it has, but it's just kind of a little boring. Some of the story's good. I'd rather watch Too Fast and Furious a little bit more. I don't know. It's a little bit better. So I guess I had to put Fast and Furious as the last
for Suki.
spot. Yes, Justice for Suki, man. I gotta do it that way. And for me, man, the reason I put Furious 7 as number one is because I guess to get my final thoughts and scored on the movie. It's just the movie's awesome, man. The movie it gets ridiculous. Yes, it does get silly, but it's just done so well. And the action is just fun. It doesn't let up for a little bit. And the times where they do get away from the action for a little bit, it's not for too long. And it is necessary for the characters or just get some breathing space in there, just to kind of relax for a little bit. I enjoy that stuff. I love how it's it's a heist movie. It's an action movie. It has hand-to-hand combats are good. Good character moments. It also has a kind of nice story, you know. Obviously, the way they conclude Brian is beautifully done. It's so well done. I'm like, wow, the stuff they do with him, even without Paul Walker, they do really, really good. And the way they conclude that character, it's just, it's beautiful. It's really, really well done. I also love how, again, this is James Wan's first time into the franchise. I think it's his first time as an action director, and he does a great job. And I do think for what he had to work with the tragedy that unfortunately happened, he did a great job of putting everything together and making everything work. I think the writer Chris Morgan also did a good job of making everything work as well. I think it's great. I would have given this movie a 10 out of 10, but because some of the retconning and some of the timeline stuff doesn't work, I'm like, I can't give it a full 10. It just annoys me a little bit. I'm like, man, you had everything there, but in this movie you're like, oh, continuity, fuck it. And I'm like, oh, I just kind of got to me a little bit. It's like, come on, man, you had it there. You had it there. This is the movie where you pieced everything together. And it's not a big issue, but it's like, come on, you could have made it a little bit better. But I love this movie. I think it's a superb movie. I think it's a lot more fun than Fast Five. I think it's a tighter movie than Fast Five because Fast Five is great. Just first act. Looking at it now, it could be a little bit slower. It's not bad. It's not like, oh my god, it's a dull. It's a drag. But compared to this one, this movie just picks up from Jason Statham already. Is there. You see him. You love him. Let's just keep going on and just keeps getting better with the story. The story is it's cool. And adding Kurt Russell in here, the spy element is fun. Better than what they did in the last movie with the spy elements in there. I think this is so much fun. It's they balance all these different tones, but it works so well. I gotta give it a 9.5 9.75. Hell yeah, I'm doing that. Decimals, bitches. 9.75.
9.75.
I want to give it a 10, but just, I can't. I don't feel it's justified to give it a 10 just because, oh, I love this movie. No, I gotta give it a 10. 9.75. But will I give Fast 5 a 10? I still think this movie is a much, much better film than Fast 5. So there you go. There you go. What are your thoughts on the entire movie? And what's your score?
I easily give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. It's a well-made movie. It's really well done. The story is, oh my god, incredibly written, except for the parts, obviously the retconning and yada yada yada. I didn't even notice that they changed his name. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that changes my opinion a little bit now.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in general, this movie is so like out there. It's crazy. I'm like, if you were already not invested from Fast 5 to this movie, well, yeah, no, you're gonna be incredibly invested. I mean, honestly, the CGI parts, I didn't even notice any of that. It's amazing that I didn't even notice any of that. So that I'm like, oh, well, I'm not even gonna knock the points down for that because I didn't even notice it. But yeah, the fights are 10 out of 10 here. The action is 10 out of 10. The only other thing I would knock off any points for is, yeah, every time those like the bus actually did look pretty real. I'm gonna give them credit for that. But anytime like a car would explode, I'm like, okay.
Really?
Suddenly the video game just turned on. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But otherwise, because even the scene where they're like going from building to building, I'm like, oh, I'm sure that's not real, but it looks pretty damn real.
Yeah, it's fine. It looks very video gamey, but I was like, fuck it, it's fine. It's not too bad.
No, I'm in for the ride though. I'm in for the last ride. That I guess the implication with that line though is to go back to that real quick, is like they were like, okay, it's the last ride with this car.
Yeah, right, the last ride.
Riding this baby.
I guess.
And at least this movie, like when the references were made, I was like, okay, these make sense. You're trying to put them into the plot. Yes. Whereas in the last movie, it was like, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, you remember that movie?
Yeah, this movie served the plot a little bit, or it's done. It doesn't call attention to itself that much. You know, like, oh, Hector is here, but it's a cool cameo. It's not anything like.
I was so shocked. I was like, Hector?
Yeah, I was like, Hector's back.
I remember you. You're back.
And I was like, cool. It's like, and it kind of did serve a little bit to Letty's arc. I'm like, oh, she doesn't remember who the hell this guy is, you know? But it's part of her past.
That's the only other criticism. That in that race scene, there is a weird usage of slow motion in that whole thing, and I'm like, why is this here?
Really? I didn't notice there's
why? Oh my god! I was like, oh Jesus. Okay, you're using a lot of slow motion in this particular race scene, but all right. And they're not even racing it. They're at the race. They're at the area. They're like, okay, we're gonna go do this. It's like girls.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
No, but that's a cool scene. I mean, it's still cool.
That's
cool.
Until
like Gizelli shows up.
Oh Jesus! You can say it.
But yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for me.
It's a great movie, man. I love just everything in every department was just done so well. Like the writing was actually way better. The story's a lot better. It's like, wow, there's good stuff in here. I mean, comparing to Fast 5, it's like Roman in Fast 7 is just a little too overbearing for me. He's like a little bit like, oh god, but it doesn't destroy the movie for me by any means. But it's just like, god damn. Compared to Fast 5, where he's just like a little bit more toned down. So it's like he's still the jokey guy, but he's more toned down, not too crazy like he's in this movie. So there, but also compared to Fast 5, Tej has more stuff to do in this movie than Fast 5. So it's like pick and choose what's better for you. So I just think Furious 7 is just better.
I had a past life.
A past life? What the hell you mean? So, but in here, it adds to it. Furious 7 is like, all right, we know he has a mysterious past. Fuck it. We'll accept that he's doing all these hacking stuff. He knows also how to fight super well. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm in for the ride at this point. Like that's cool. So
well, I mean, Ludacris did make a song called "Get Back," motherfucker. So
It's like it's fun. I love this movie a lot. I love this movie a lot. So I just love this movie. So I want to ask you guys, the audience, what do you think of Fury 7? Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? I mean, or do the minority does not like this movie? Because I think everybody likes this movie. I mean, come on. I think that's a consensus right there. But I don't know. If you don't like this movie, why don't you like this movie? Tell us why and what you like, what you not like. What did you love? Let us know in the comments. Let's talk about it. So thank you again, Andy. Also, well, Henry, as you saw, he had to go.
Hey.
He's busy. He had to fly off. He had to do his thing.
he had to get on his airplane and go with Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody is going to London. He's going to London to do a secret mission. He didn't want to tell us a secret mission. He was like, I got stuff to do. What things he has to do? Interesting. We'll see what he does. But he will be back next week, so don't worry about that. But Andy,
boy.
Oh yeah, we'll see about that. But anything you want to plug, your social medias, what you got?
Yeah, man. Come and find me on YouTube. Yes, you can come and actually find me. Go on YouTube, Andrew Stedl. I got the Andrew Stedl podcast. We got movie reviews, and we got music on Steady Medley, Facebook. Come and find me. Go find me on all these platforms, people. Go find me.
Go. Support him. Please subscribe to his channel. Follow him on Facebook. Do all those things. It's some great stuff. So yeah, as we kind of teased, next week we're coming back with the Fate of the Furious, which I love how this movie ended with like, wow, man, Brian O'Connor, he's having a positive ending. Family is important. But the next movie immediately throws out of the window because is the family broken? Are they in shambles? Is the family no more? We'll see next week. It's an interesting way of like going from this ending to this. A different, complete 180 on the fucking how we ended this movie. We'll see.
Well, yeah, they made so much money. They had to make a sequel, man. They had to.
But they had to make things dramatic. Is the family over? Is Vin Diesel evil?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Stay tuned next week as we find out that more. So please, if you like this video, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for next week for the Fate of the Furious. So my name is Sebastián Sierra. His name is Andrew Stedl. And we'll...